If you have real expertise or a real business result and want to package it into an online high-ticket coaching offer that makes you 50 to 100 grand a month in profit without running any ads, without having a huge team, and without being online 24/7, this video is going to be the most valuable free resource you're ever going to watch. I'm going to show you my exact system that made me over $1 million profit each year the past 4 years with a simple high-ticket coaching offer, a YouTube channel, and a small team to keep profits super high while expanding beyond just coaching, getting ownership in one software company, and co-founding another software company to serve my audience in my Amazon FBA niche. Online coaching made me a liquid millionaire at 23 and a liquid multimillionaire at 24, and this free course is going to be everything I know. Let's get right into it. Welcome to the free course. This is going to be everything you need to know about how to build a super profitable high-ticket coaching info product business in 2026. Exactly how I've done it in 3 different sections. This Miro board is going to be down below at the link in the description too, so you can go through any of this that you want to. You can click around to the different sections, of which there are 3. Getting traffic, so that's actually getting eyeballs on your business, getting people that are interested in your product or service, as well as getting clients from that traffic. So how you actually take that attention and turn it into customers that are excited to pay you lots of money, that you then do a great job for them, showing them how to do your unique thing that you teach them how to do on the internet. And the third one, which is something I don't see anyone talking about, which is going to be actually running a healthy coaching business. So how you actually get your customers the results they're after as efficiently as possible to build a sustainable thing that can survive for years and years, just like I have, with next month being my 4-year anniversary of my coaching business. And in my first month, I did about $80,000 in profit, right around that. I actually think a little bit more. And then my third month was actually my first $100,000 profit month total, which is pretty cool here. So going to go through literally everything you guys need to know, an exact profit and loss breakdown for a month, how I got started, defining your niche, how to have endless content ideas. I know that's something a lot of online coaches struggle with, is actually going ahead and making content consistently for a while and not burning out or running out of ideas. How I got almost 100,000 subs on YouTube. I probably do have 100,000 subs depending on when you're watching this. And most importantly, actually made lots of money from it, not just selling coaching too, but with my software companies. How to build a content team where you own the system. Stop paying agencies and service providers tons of money for this. I'm going to show you how with virtual assistants you can produce all your content for super cheap and super well with awesome talent that'll be with you for years, as well as the free course funnel that makes me 6 figures in profit per year. It takes a couple days to put together and literally makes multiple 5 figures profit every month for years. Done this a bunch of years in a row, specifically just from this one YouTube video that does really well. Instagram and Twitter, how I've made multiple 6 figures profit on each of those. Other traffic sources too, other ones I've specifically used in my Amazon FBA coaching business to grow not just my coaching business, but also my software companies too as well. And then in terms of getting clients, high ticket offers, actually launching your high ticket offer. So if you're someone who is building your audience right now, how do you actually start monetizing it? Or if you're currently selling like low ticket or mid ticket, like a Discord or anything like that, how I made over 7 figures profit from mid ticket as well. I don't love that, but $300 to $500 do it yourself offer, actually setting up a video sales letter call funnel, closing deals, hiring closers and setters, how to do that, when to do it, what to pay them, how to pay them, running a webinar funnel, done really well for that, with that for almost 3 years actually, and then fulfilling for clients, building a social proof flywheel. I have a bunch of tips for that. My students have done over 100 million in revenue, and in 1 month done over 21 million in sales in their Amazon businesses in just 1 month on 200 survey responses, which is pretty cool. And some super important stuff about why info and coaching businesses die so quick. So stuff I've seen existing for 4 years and really working to dominate my niche consistently, and then some productivity hacks and roadmap if I were getting started over today. So this Miro board is going to be down below, the link in the description. Go through it. You can go through any of the parts you want. Also, I'm starting this channel to, show you guys how to build a coaching business the right way, the way that I've done it. And so if you have any questions, let me know down below in the comments too as well. And then I also have an Instagram page I'm starting around this too as well. So I'm not just posting on Flips or Miles, the Amazon page here, but also here showing and documenting what I've done with my coaching business the past couple of years to get both of these guys here, but unlike most people, incredibly profitably, over 80% margin, and super quick here as well too. So just a little bit about myself and what you're going to get in this free course. So I'm going to show you everything that went into how I closed over 2,000 high ticket clients with over 80% margins, running no paid ads, using YouTube and social media to become a young liquid millionaire and now a multimillionaire with a small team, while also building long-term with my 2 software companies. So I made 7 figures profit each with 3 different funnels, which is going to be a mid-ticket do-it-yourself course, as well as a video sales letter call funnel, my favorite one, and then a webinar funnel too as well, which we actually run through one of our software companies now. And those 2 software products I have for my audience that are standalone companies with their own separate teams at each is Boxem.com and SellerAmp.com, which if you look at my Amazon channel, it's a nice thing is I don't make my money showing you how to sell coaching. I'm showing you how in this video, but the way I make most of my money is with my coaching business, how to sell on Amazon, as well as my software companies here. So Boxem.com and SellerAmp.com have their own teams. I am a co-owner of SellerAmp and a co-founder of Boxem. And what was able to get me these opportunities is my personal brand and my audience that I've built, and the cash engine of my coaching business allows me to really do that nicely. Vertically integrated, an audience of over 250,000 people, and I've also been able to invest into one of my students' companies too, starting an e-com brand as well. So who is this free course actually for, right? Who does this make sense for? You're either one of 2 people, a coach or consultant or creator who sells info or wants to, or you want to build an audience. I'm going to show you how to do all that, just like I have the past couple of years. Or you're an operator who helps clients sell info. And if you're one of those people, showing what I'm going to show throughout this free course can make them tons of extra money, and you as a byproduct, potentially a bigger part of their business as you add more value to their business, or just a bigger chunk of what I hope you're getting from there, which would be rev share too as well. And I don't have some insane lifestyle or anything, but coaching's done a lot for me. Even just in the last 12 months, I've been to 4 countries, 20 plus flights, had my first kid, which is super awesome. My son made over $1 million profit, and my students did over $21.6 million in revenue in just 1 month in December 2025, which I'm super happy with as well. And it's really just done a lot for me. It's all just been a result of the coaching business. Here's me and my son the day he was born, which is pretty cool. This is actually at a wedding for one of my friends I met through the Amazon business. And the cool thing is literally this is like 20 or so, 15 or 20 Amazon people. And I've been able to make lifelong friends with all these guys, and like 10 of them originated as my students. So I've been able to kind of like build my life to meeting cool people in this business. And that's why I think if you do the coaching business right, you get tons of additional opportunities beyond just coaching, and you can build a really good lifestyle, not only make lots of money, but meet a lot of cool people too as well. Because I was living in a small town in Pennsylvania in my childhood bedroom when I was ripping 6-figure profit months, spending like $1,000 or $2,000, meeting all these cool people through the business and finding these opportunities. And it all came as a result of the coaching business. There's my awesome fiance too as well. We love going to California. We live in South Florida now. I had moved to Miami about a year into my journey. You see a lot of the issues with the info business in Miami, and I'll talk all about that throughout the free course. And this is what it's been able to do for me. So this is when I switched to WAP. 2025 was about 1.3 million in revenue on WAP, another 100K on Stripe, some more from the webinars to the mid-ticket, or actually at this point, the software package as well, which is through Boxem, as well as other stuff, affiliates, etc. There's a bunch of stuff that goes into that and everything. So why am I actually doing this here? I just really think, especially having lived in Miami, you see a lot of problems with the info business. And I've been lucky to sit down with a lot of people privately the past couple of years and talk to them about just like insights. I love talking about this stuff. And I just think it's filled with a lot of horrible info in the info coaching space in terms of how to build your audience, how to monetize it. And most people end up burning out and not sticking around long term. I've been able to do that and expand beyond just selling coaching with the software companies and other things And I think I can show you how to do that the right way, or at least the personal insights that have really helped me. There's no guarantee of anything results through any of this. I'm just talking about personally what I did, how I built my audience, how I've run my coaching business the past couple of years, tons of stuff I've learned in the process and everything like that. And I really just do my best, honestly, to do the exact opposite of everything you see people talk about with all these kids making videos about this stuff. Primarily, it's people running up brand new offers to organic audiences that have never been sold to. Very few people have stuck around for a while. Like you can see, I've been doing this forever here. Like you can scroll back years and years and years on my channel. You can see all the different videos I've been making, and the software brand accounts too as well. And I do zero lifestyle marketing. You're never going to see me flex on people. I have a basic starter Rolex here, and that I bought after I had $1 million liquid 3 years ago, primarily through the coaching business. I spend no money on ads. I have a small team that's been with me for years, a thumbnail editor in Morocco, a virtual assistant in the Philippines, 2 coaches who help me out, and that's it. That we've done millions and millions and millions of dollars with the high ticket offer in profit, as well as more with the mid ticket as well too. We take care of our clients like nuts. Over 100 million in student results in terms of people building their own Amazon business. Over 100 people quit their 9-to-5, hundreds more built profitable side hustles. And I think a true testament to that is you can look up Flips for Miles coaching reviews, look up Flips for Miles coaching Reddit. You're not going to be able to find anything bad about it, because I've really prioritized and from day one understood the point of the info business and how I can use it to feed users to my software companies and just my personal brand in general too, as well, to make lots of money and to really take care of people too, which is how you stick around. I've been in the coaching business since 2022 and been selling software to serve my audience since right about then too as well. And we've developed 2 different companies. I've made lifelong friends with my students in the process. And one of my buddies said a couple years ago, I think it was Ben Bader actually, rest in peace to him, a great friend. And we used to talk all the time about selling info organically. And he used to tell me, dude, you got to start making videos about this. And he said, you can judge an info product by the amount of students you have that you would hang out with, that would be excited to come up to you on the street. And I think I've done a good job of that. I always can do better, but it's awesome going to these conferences and seeing my students in person here. This is probably 25 or so students that come to this conference in New Jersey for Amazon sellers, which is awesome and everything. And what I'm going to teach you is how to get high ticket, high quality clients for $0 every day forever. Right? How to build a content team that produces great results for super cheap costs, and how to not actually get burnt out in the process, and to set systems to make it sustainable for years. How to dominate your niche on YouTube and social media, and how to build beyond just info like I have while still making tons of profit, not money, not revenue, profit to actually build wealth with, while maintaining a great reputation in your space. I truly believe the common model you see people talk about with high ticket coaching absolutely sucks. What does that involve? Lifestyle marketing to broke people, spending more money on cars than investing. I was a liquid multimillionaire for 2 years before I even bought my first car, because you just walk everywhere in Miami. Leads coming from short form content that aren't really that high quality, that aren't that high intent. Going to show you how to get a ton of high intent qualified people from the demographics you want coming to you that want your stuff, right? Having to call to action 24/7 just to get a few clients, high chargebacks, Reddit reviews, and unhappy customers. We don't want any of that. So going to show you how to mitigate that as much as possible. And what the coaching business looks like for most people here. You see all these guys making videos in Instagram about like leaving the coaching industry or why they're shutting down their coaching business or anything. It's because they were doing things like this. I'm going to compare the typical profit and loss for an online coach versus what mine is for a good month here. So let's say top line revenue of 162,000 right here. After fee/refunds, you figure right about 10% refund rate, which is, 145 grand. The US based coaches, they pay tons of money to that they don't monitor if they're actually doing anything, 20 grand. Agencies for content, for filming, because they can't self-motivate or build a system on their own. Like I'm gonna show you how in this video to do stuff yourself with a super cheap team that you own, that you can get to work on your time and get to work with for years, people just don't want to build that infrastructure. I don't understand why, but people pay agencies so much money. I paid agencies multiple six figures over the years. Actually had some phenomenal agencies that I'm happy to recommend for anyone that's looking into that. But I do think in many cases you can do a lot of that yourself and keep that extra margin. Closers, standard 10%, setters, $5,000, and then ads. Ads are a massive expense for so many coaching businesses. I've never run a single Facebook ad for my coaching business in my entire life. Let's say $35,000, which puts them at $50,000 profit, which is awesome, but they're probably, working tons of hours. They're going to meetings all day and, not really doing a good job for their clients because they have all this other complicated stuff going on, like agencies, setters, ads, et cetera, et cetera. They probably don't have much time to actually run their business and serve their clients with one-on-one touch points, which is what people are actually looking for in the age of AI. People don't just want to watch videos. They actually want to get to know you as the influencer, and you have a chance to, in a leveraged way, really take care of people and really make lots of money in the process, which gives them net profit of $50,000 for a month, which is awesome, a 31% margin. I think that's incredibly low here. And I'll give you an actual breakdown of my profit and loss, which is way simpler for a specific month here. So this was September 2025 here. It was about $162,000. After fees and refunds was 152, so that's going to happen sometimes, the occasional chargeback, although I have an incredibly low chargeback rate long term, because it's partially organic traffic and partially because of the systems here to actually take care of clients and really give them what they're looking for and actively filter really well who you're actually selling to not sell to the wrong people in the first place. So coaches, I pay $3,200 a month for coaches. Those are awesome US-based people that I'm proud to work with. Although they don't need to do a ton. It's typically one call a week for each of them, and then I do 2 other coaching calls. I'll walk through my whole offer and how it's evolved over the years. Virtual assistants for that month was $1,100, which is all the content creation, video editing, and thumbnails. So literally over 6 figures profit in a month. And it's not even including like affiliate revenue or software or the mid-ticket. I wrote low ticket, but it's mid-ticket, or however you want to consider $300 to $500 or downsell, which actually used to make tons of money back before I realized high ticket was significantly better in like mid 2022. Easily covers all the expenses, but this is just on high ticket. So $162,000 in revenue. After refunds and fees and stuff, $152,000. Coaches, $3,200. Virtual assistants, about $1,100. My closer, Aaron, my guy, $15,000. No setters currently because YouTube traffic's been so good the past couple of years. Although I am going to install a setter into Instagram again for a net profit of about $133,000 and an 82% margin. Or so. And then there's always thousands extra from like affiliates, the mid-ticket sales, just stuff that comes up, different services you can affiliate market for to your customers as well. This doesn't include any of the stuff from the software companies because I have co-founders and co-owners, so I don't share any of those numbers. And really the only thing that matters here for your coaching business is the money you're taking out to build wealth with, right? In my opinion, I've literally said that from day one. I've never really super closely set profit or revenue goals. I've always set investing goals. Like my point of doing this back in 2022 was I had this audience I had been building for a couple of years. There was great demand for the mid-ticket product, and talk about that in a sec. And then the high ticket offer ended up being substantially better. And the only thing I've ever done this for is to take money out to buy assets that grow while I sleep. I don't need a Lamborghini, don't have a Lamborghini, could have bought them in cash multiple times years ago. Don't care about any of this stuff. I want to take money out and build wealth with. And that's what I've always said to anyone I've met in this space the past couple of years. And that's what I'm looking to do here. And my goal for you is a small team of virtual assistants, coaches that actually believe in your product. So you're not, they can do a good job. You're not busy on meetings all day. Ethical sales reps that can close warm deals around the clock. Organic content systems that work and produce for you for years. Incredible client results that take you to the top of your niche. And 7-figure net profit tax returns, actual profit that you can go ahead and use for whatever you want to ideally build wealth with. That's what I'm looking to help and be both the kickstart and the fire for people that are already in the game to do significantly better with what they're already doing. Because I think just results wise, I've done pretty good over the past couple of years and have a clear path to continue to do it for a while and stay at the top of my niche here. In terms of how I actually made over $1 million profit, just my first 9 months in info, I want to take you back to February of 2022. when myself and my partner, this is actually just my sales dashboard. We sold them individually on our own Gumroad accounts. This is my personal revenue. I don't share any of his. We launched our mid-ticket, which I'd actually really emulated the launch strategy of a creator that I'd really looked up to at the time. It's still actually doing well, where I launched it Wednesday, price increased it Friday, added some bonuses, and then price increased it again Sunday. That really taught me the value of scarcity and urgency and everything. And that was mid-ticket with about a $300 average order value. And that was my first time really throwing my email list, my YouTube traffic, my Instagram traffic, my Twitter traffic at an offer. And I was like, oh my God, you can see like how well it did here. And these spikes were always when we would do a sale or a price increase. But this is just actually converted really well too, looking at that. And this is that was the first year. Yeah. Right there. The sales looks higher because there's some lead magnet sales, which are all free in there too as well. But the actual revenue was that. And then in April of 2022, I was working with an agency at the time, and they were like, you have to do high ticket. It's going to be so much easier to hit 6-figure months consistently. And I was like, all right, I'm going to give that a go and do a cohort of 10 people to see if I actually like it. And since then, I've done over 2,000 units of that offer, started the evergreen funnel for it in May 2022. And that first month, 82 grand, a little bit more on PayPal too. And remember, there's also 5 figures coming in from the mid-ticket here as well each month. And then I slowly started focusing more and more on the high ticket ever since then. But literally, I'll show you the exact content system, how much I was posting here. But it was literally 80 grand, then the month after 73. And literally, I'm just doing this myself. I have an agency helping me out on Instagram, one virtual assistant helping me make the YouTube content, no coaches, no setters, no closers, nothing like that. And then in August of 2023, I hired a setter to manage my Instagram DMs. And instantly I was like, whoa, that made a big difference because I didn't have to be in the DMs all day. And then September was 130 grand revenue. The margin's super high on this. You can honestly consider it pretty much all profit because the agency stuff is being covered by the mid-ticket there. And then September 130, this was when I promoted my setter to closer, which is actually a former student. Big hack, in my opinion, that a lot of people should be doing with this stuff is just taking people that really believe in your product that can speak as a case study to prospects. And then literally every closing call you have is essentially a live testimonial and everything. And then October, 175 popping. Definitely had limiting beliefs around fulfillment at the time, so I slowed it down a little bit in November. And back here, I didn't even do any sales for like Black Friday or anything. And then December, which is typically a really slow month coaching-wise, was still really good too. But in e-commerce, December is really good, not only because it's a great month for your students to get results, but it's also a great month to show results and really blast out a ton of social proof. And in here, like, I don't know what this specifically adds to, but there's a bunch of extra from the mid-ticket here. And this is how I did over a million in profit just my first 9 months. Like, this stuff can be incredibly life-changing, and I want to help you build the content infrastructure and really the mindset to have it be very lucrative for a while. And literally all I was doing here for the content was 1 and 2 times per week, IG story CTA plus having an appointment setter in my Instagram DMs. I had like 20,000 followers back then. I did 1 time daily per day Twitter thread, which was actually underrated. That the Twitter algorithm changed a couple years ago when Elon bought it, so it's not as good anymore in my opinion. And then even with these terrible thumbnails and knowing absolutely nothing, posting 3 times a week on YouTube, which might sound like a lot, but I could easily do daily these days with how many things I know my audience needs and how I know different people need different types of videos and different people are at different stages in the journey of becoming aware and knowing if they want to sell on Amazon. I was just doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and live streaming as well. There's no TikTok live back then, or at least wasn't using it. That's a big hack too, but live streaming is something I see pretty much no one talking about, but you can literally have like a webinar basically every day with your warmest traffic by going live on YouTube. That's something I've been doing very consistently for years. Sometimes I was even doing it daily back in 2023 before we started the second software company. And that made a big difference. You can get really, really warm traffic. You can get people to know you really well too. As well, I hear people talking about, like, it's kind of a buzzword, but all like the trust recession stuff, but it's so true in respect to, you know, how little trust people have in courses, and everyone thinks it's scams and everything. And you can, you know, really authentically connect to people, both in YouTube long form is the best, and then live streaming is also really good too as well. And if you want to see how well you can do doing nothing else right besides consistently having qualified traffic. I didn't even have a video sales letter my first $2 million in profit, which was literally like just flipsformilescoaching.com right here. And if you just type that in here, it's literally this funnel. I ended up changing it like 2 years ago and actually adding a video sales letter and everything after watching some of Jeremy Haynes' content. But didn't even need anything fancy like that. And this really fast profitability let me think really long-term in terms of both starting the software plays and just investing more into brand, not even from a money perspective, but just in terms of a timing perspective and learning to exist long enough to see people's sales cycles elapse. And literally, like, I've had people that have followed me since 2022, since 2023, since 2024, close in the past 12 months. And that additional profit I got for them, I wouldn't have gotten if I just did things when things were really easy, or if I didn't show up for them and continue to post for a while. And I think a lot of people miss that in this space too. And that once you've existed for a while, you get to be around long enough to see people's sales cycles come to fruition and everything. So that's how I made over $1 million profit my first 9 months selling coaching, primarily from the high ticket offer, starting with a cohort, eventually with an evergreen funnel, just the video sales letter, and consistently showing up for my audience and really documenting my journey too while I was in the trenches building the Amazon business, which is super, super, super underrated. And if you're really in the trenches right now, you have a chance to really document and grow and really show people in real time how you're learning and evolving and inside your mind, which is kind of what I'm doing in this video about the coaching business, really my first time in respect to a video I think I can do really, really well here and everything. In terms of defining your niche, if you're this far in this video, you already probably know your niche. If you're not, respect. I think this is probably too soon for you to be watching this, but it's definitely not going to hurt. But you probably already know your niche. You're probably already posting as well too. And so you know your niche, but I still think this is valuable because you need to know your unique selling point and your unique selling statement, which I like to call like your hero statement. So like mine, right, is I help people make money selling on Amazon without running any ads, creating any products, or buying stuff from China. It's very easy to understand. And my hero statement about my personal journey, like kind of like my claim to fame, what's unique about me, is I made over $100,000 profit, over 7 figures in revenue. You can twist these in short form hooks all you want. My first year selling on Amazon without doing any wholesale or private label, which are typically what people think are the scalable ways to sell on Amazon. When I started selling on Amazon, I just resell things. Everyone said that wasn't scalable. So like I'm disarming that, like reason or objection basically in that, and without tons of money or any experience because I was brand new. And you can see this literally in my content, like my most viral piece of short form ever here. Watch this. We'll refresh it here and you can literally see. $80,000. You can see that in real time. On Amazon FBA without running any ads, creating any products, or buying stuff from China. Right? And this has like 900K views. So like this has been consistently getting views for years, right? And you see how literally just in that 10-second hook, I say the hero statement. It's a little bit remixed. It's talking about my biggest month, but you get the idea. And the nice thing is like humanity's so big, you can run these hooks and mix and match them all the time. So I'd really encourage you find your unique selling point, which you probably know, but your hero statement specifically, I think it'll be very, very helpful for you. You can watch the rest of the short too. Profit in 1 month on Amazon FBA without running any ads, creating any products, or buying stuff from China. And people are like, how? As they're watching that.
I simply find big name brand products that have tons of reviews, like this sunscreen right here. I can buy for $8.50 with a
showing it super simply.
Name brand website that'll make me.
And the cool thing is this is my profit calculator software, and I'm very clear with that. Like I believe it's in my bio on YouTube and Instagram. Or I need to put it back in there if it's not. But literally, this is my software here. So not only do I get traffic to the coaching business, but I also, as a result of that, people sign up for the softwares too.
$4 profit per every sale and a 55% ROI. It sells 8,000 times a month, so really quick.
It's more simple, easy, and takes less startup capital than private label does. And I'll show you for free. Just follow me for more.
And that's gotten me like 10,000 subscribers on YouTube right there. So like this stuff isn't fancy. Like that's literally my childhood bedroom. And that video is still getting, I think it's like 500 or 1,000 views a day. 3 years later, I literally posted it 3 years ago this month. And now I can mix and match the different pieces of that literally forever on my channel too. And if you aren't an expert yet, trust me, start building your audience now, just documenting your journey. This creates demand that'll be captured right when you do launch your offer. And I'm so thankful I took these behind the scenes pictures back in the day. It seems kind of guru here, but like the nice thing is like people can literally scroll back on my Instagram and see that and see the growth over time and everything. So literally all you got to do, it's nothing crazy, guys. Algorithms are good. You will find your audience. If you're just starting out, even if you're in the trenches and you don't have any results yet, give value plus document the process now, share your story and be vulnerable. I even encourage my students to do this so they can find cool, in this case, Amazon sellers to network with too. And I'm partially even doing it, getting into being more public around the coaching space. You know, if you have a group, I want to do a guest call with you. If you have a podcast, I want to come on your podcast, right? Hit me up. And this is a way of attracting the people I want to know through this content here. Trust me, take more behind the scenes pictures than you think you need. And you have to come from the mindset that everyone thinks you're a scammer till you prove them otherwise. And with some people, especially the way things are today, that can take months, if not years. And that's totally fine with how profitable these things are when you run a good organic content-based coaching business like I've done since 2022. And I want to make it very clear, like there's tons of ways to do this stuff. This is just a personal kind of like notebook and diary of the way I've done it and everything. And I think there's probably some things you can take away that'll be helpful for yours too. Right? Psychology and objections. You can see a lot of that in this video, how I'm saying like I'm disqualifying reasons people think they can't do it or people won't do it, you know, and I'm just attacking these relentlessly. And if you watch any of my YouTube hooks, you'll be able to see that. So like if we pull like a video that's done really well here, like yeah, there's a 10K a month video that I think has a really good hook here. Let's say, yeah, so if we go to this video here, watch this.
$10,000 a month selling on Amazon. I've helped hundreds of people hit their first $10,000 a month selling on Amazon FBA. We'll pop a whole bunch of them.
That's social proof right there.
Talk about with this stuff. In my own Amazon business, past 10,000.
More social proof.
45 days a few years ago when I got started, I sold over $1 million in just my first year. But most new Amazon sellers waste tons of time and money.
Disqualifying the other people in the niche.
In this video, I'm going to give you a stupid simple blueprint to start and scale Amazon FBA in 2024 the smartest way, even if you're a complete beginner starting from scratch selling part-time.
And I actually technically didn't attack the limiting beliefs much in that, but I did call out like I'm looking for, you know, side hustles, 9-to-5ers looking to do this part-time and everything too as well. So all of these things like your unique story, different results you had, these all get used in hooks, weaved into content, and are pillars of your brand that will benefit you forever, right? Yeah, this is me. That I use this picture in the webinar all the time here. So literally our model, guys, is giving away tons of value for free. Sometimes it might feel like too much, but what I don't mind about that is the worst case scenario. Like this free course, for example, you're 30 minutes into it and you wouldn't be watching if it wasn't helpful for you. You probably still wouldn't be watching if you didn't think there's more things that are going to be valuable for you. And what I want the worst case for you to be walking away from this video is to think, damn, like that was pretty helpful. You know what I mean? And that's what you're able to do with organic content. And I, you know, don't talk to, or I mean, living in Miami, talk to people in this space all the time. But other than that, like I make videos about how to sell on Amazon, right? That's the market I talk to all the time. But even like I'll encourage my students to like make a little page and so they can meet other sellers, and they all say like, I don't know what to post, right? And I always say like, I've been selling the same things for years, right? And the way you can get endless content ideas is to just think through how you can distribute different things on different platforms. And my dad, he was actually my basketball coach. He would always say when I would like make like a fancy pass, but then like the guy wouldn't catch it, he would always say, it's not the pass you want to throw, it's the pass he wants to catch, right? And I always think that that makes a lot of sense content-wise too, and that literally one idea can be a tweet, an Instagram reel, a YouTube short that sits on search, and a major keyword long form video for YouTube. And you just abuse this endlessly. It's your job to deliver the content your ICP, aka ideal client prospect, needs in as many ways as possible, as fast as possible, in as many places as possible, right? And this is the method I use to make this possible fast. I just said like possible a ton of times here, right? So a tweet, and let's take this through. So a concept here that everyone that's in my niche either knows about or needs to know about to succeed, right? And that's going to be getting approved to sell big brands and categories on Amazon, aka getting ungated. I answered like thousands and thousands of times here. Every year, the ungating course that I put out on YouTube is one of the best long form videos I do all year, most viewed, right? And it can literally be as simple as this here. So I don't love Twitter these days, but a Twitter thread, right? I've sold millions of dollars of name brand products on Amazon the past years. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking they can't sell big brands due to ungating. Here's how to get ungated. Did really well, 10.6K views. Little quick hitter for Twitter here, a thread. Aiming to get people to save. 36 people saved, costs nothing to distribute here. Then a reel. A scroll stopping reel for people on Instagram with a ManyChat automation to the long form video, right? Where you just say, at the end, comment Amazon or DM me ungating, whatever, and you get a free gift, right? You can see how to get ungated for Amazon FBA 2024. Gurus charge $497 for this info. And the hook, I literally remember it. A big issue for 99% of beginner Amazon sellers is figuring out how to get ungated in big brands and categories on Amazon or something like that. Here's the brands and categories that they work for, right? Did 48K on IG, and then I remade it for 2025. Then I remade it for 2026, and I'm going to remake it for 2027. That's the nice thing, is that once you've been in your space for a while, there's always new people interested in coming into the market and churning from different business models. If you're talking about making money online, or if you're in a different niche like how to knit or whatever, people have tried other things, you know what I mean? And people are coming into your niche, and you need to be waiting for them on the main YouTube keywords. That's the number one thing, right? And one of them for me is the ungating keyword. And you can see how to get ungated on Amazon FBA in 2026. Change the title. This was actually made in 2023. Still gets views, 35K views. I spent $15. I think it was even $10 back then from a virtual assistant to get this short made and distributed, right? And then Amazon FBA grocery ungating tutorial. That sits on that keyword. You can see I'm super pale. This was before I moved to Miami, I believe, right? YouTube Shorts, optimized for the search terms for years. And the goal from here is to meet that high quality traffic that might need it in short form and getting them over to YouTube long form, right? And then YouTube long form is where we really make our money. See, we got the money bag right there. That's where we convert people to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 grand packages, right? How to get ungated on Amazon FBA for beginners 2026, 14K views, 5 months. That might not seem like tons of views, but we're trying to make money, not get views. One of these could be $3,500 paying full for me, right? I paid $15 to my virtual assistant to edit and distribute this stuff. Like, this stuff's insanely cheap. I can't wait to show you guys how to get a content team for super, super cheap, how to build it, right? The purpose of the long form is to send the highest, or to get the highest quality traffic from other platforms to see it and mop it up, and to get search traffic on YouTube and Google, right? And then you CTA at the end of it, because it's people new to you typically. It's a really basic video, broad, right? And the goal is literally to take out people's sales cycles with that, and in terms of that find you on YouTube search, and to get people from short form over to long form to become buyers and to get that consumption and build that parasocial relationship with you where they get to know you through your content. I always think it's awesome when my closer introduces me to a new student and they say, "Hey, Uncle Flips, I know that person's warm. I know that that person's really in my game, in my system. They know my inside jokes." And not only are these long form assets great for YouTube views, they're also useful for lead magnets, emails, promoting them on stories, handling objections, giving them to your closer. And there's literally tons of videos I'll remake every year for waiting on the search engines, and to see how the market likes new stuff here. And then a little bonus for this, guys, is especially in short form, include stuff that's unique to you, that makes you you, right? For me, that's seed oil avoidance, basketball, sun maxing, health stuff, right? We ran a bracket challenge that gave away $1,000 through one of our software companies, and 400 people entered, right? They get to know us through our content. They call me Uncle Flips. They talk to me about basketball during live streams. And that is so much easier than just being some robot flexing a Lamborghini. You know what I mean? And you can see like the videos I made lately. 58 minutes of no BS live Amazon FBA product research training. I tried finding ungating products. And the crazy thing is, guys, these don't get crazy views like this. And I collected over $100,000 cash, is right about $100,000 profit just from high ticket last month, not from any of the other stuff my personal brand makes. And it was primarily through YouTube getting this amount of views. And this is the power of qualified traffic, not flexing Lamborghinis on people, and waiting for people on these search terms, and consistently showing up and not shoving your coaching program down their throat. In terms of never running out of ideas, these are the pillars in terms of these are what people are searching for in my niche. And it's my job to weave the answers to these throughout all my content and to make videos targeting all of these as well. So like how to start selling Amazon, how much money you need, that's a common question. What shipping supplies to use, that's a common question. How the business model works, how to use SellerAmp and Keepa, which are my software company, or how to use SellerAmp and Boxum, which are my software companies, and then Keepa, which is another necessary product research tool in my specific niche. How to do product research, how to create shipments. The cool thing is, in terms of how to create shipments, my software Boxum is how we create those shipments, right? So that video, how to send your first Amazon FBA shipment in 2026, is actually a hidden ad, although it's obviously very clear once people are in my game that I own that company, part of it, right? Mistakes I wish I knew, or mistakes people make. What I wish I knew, how to delegate and scale, industry results, trends, facts, new stuff in the space, right? Student results. You can screenshot these and plug them into Claude to get all your topics for your specific niche, and then you can see how these all play into them, right? This is just like, essentially like a challenge style video where I'm doing product research. Another one here, industry trends, search term for auto-ungated. This actually low-key really shows a feature of Boxum. Student interview here. This was cool. We did a 50-day daily video challenge, which is cool too. I love stuff like that. I think that's so important in 2026 to really show what you're doing and how you can do it and how it works, not just tell people, right? Showing them through student interviews, through showing social proof, different challenges, showing your expertise live, right? And that really mops up watch time too, which is really good for the YouTube algorithm. Another trend, Easter procs, didn't even do that well. Don't start an Amazon FBA business until you watch this video. I'd seen this work really well for a creator in another niche. And then the ungating free course, right? Which is super quality traffic, where I bet you I made like 20 to 30 grand profit just from this specific video, and it'll continue to make 10K a month or something right there. It's not like directly attributable, but when I meet a new one-on-one student that comes into the coaching program and they're saying certain things, I know they most likely came from this video here. Right? So that's how to have endless content. Is like you really ought to screenshot this and plug it into Claude to get your topics for your specific niche. Like it's super, super important. In terms of the actual YouTube strategy here, so this is super, super important, guys. This is how I got 98K subs in like 4 years of consistently posting. I might be at 100,000 subs by the time you guys see this here. Not going viral, right? Just sitting on the keywords that I know, people are looking up, and that people that follow me on Instagram that come from short form content, if they're going to start the business, they need to know, right? And it was really like that mid-ticket launch that did so well back in February of 2022. Once I saw how fast I could make money with info, just selling to my social media following, I immediately locked in and started going really hard on YouTube as well. And honestly, like once you have a reputable system, it's really easy to get consistent. I was doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like the first 6 months. And that gave me a lot of volume to get going fast, even with like terrible thumbnails back then. I didn't know what I was doing at all. And literally like, guys, my biggest long form video ever is like 120,000 views. And literally like this one I filmed in like 2 hours on Monday morning. And these two are obviously huge, 8 hours and 6 hours. These took significantly more resources here, but I think that's honestly even overkill for the free course here. But I have other monetization vehicles that aren't just the high ticket offer, the software companies being the main one. So I have reason to give away a lot more than I think most people will. But like these free courses just absolutely print money, right? And they don't get an insane amount of views here. Like you can literally see, my last day videos here, right? They don't go crazy viral, but they make me millions of dollars in profit with zero cost of acquisition ever. Like I pay $15 to my VA per video made here and $20 per thumbnail. And literally like that's all you need. on that in terms of getting the ball rolling initially. And I think there's a lot of fancy stuff you can do over time. This is about getting the ball rolling, starting to get views, starting to get really good qualified traffic coming to you, and then building from there using some of these other things I'm going to talk about, lead magnets, email marketing, webinars, all that, to consistently monetize and maximize profit here. Doing market research, so knowing actually what to post. Type in your keywords. Mine being Amazon online arbitrage, mine being Amazon FBA, and see what pops up. That's what people are looking for the most, right? And those are the videos you need to make. Those are the keywords you need to attack. These are the types of stuff you need to be making in short form, right? Both long form and short form, both on YouTube and on the short form platforms if you're interested in that stuff, which that's what most of you guys are probably doing if you're not pumping on YouTube yet. YouTube's the real money maker, right? Which is why I put all the time in, or as much time into it as I do. But once you have a good system for making videos, you can really consistently make them quick. All the content ideas come from YouTube. I did it 3 times a week my first 6 months. You can see like how to start a landscaping business. You can start to see like demographically who's interested in this business, what people are posting that's really getting views. And you can see like 2 years ago, 1 year ago, like that's how long this stuff can work for you, right? And this free course I posted in 2024, late 2024, and it still gets like 80 views a day and an average consumption of like 15 minutes. Like that's people getting to know me and my brand for free, literally forever, as a result of just taking the time to do this stuff. And the free courses specifically, like people tell my closer all the time that they watched that video and that's what put them over the edge here, right? And you can see the shorts people are making too, as well. You can even hack off different keywords adjacent to you. Like for me, that's like drop shipping, private label, different online business models and everything too. And I think there's really 5 types of YouTube videos to make. At least like most of my videos fit into these. So in my opinion, kind of the most simple ones, and these are ones you repeat every year, so it starts to like really compound, would be like search-based winners. One thing you do as you start making more and more YouTube videos is you always get the backup batteries, because if you're filming a banger like I'm doing right now, sometimes they will run out of batteries. So you got to have multiple batteries on deck here. So search-based winners are stuff that people are searching for. So SellerAmp, which is one of our software companies, people search for that like nuts. 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026, future years. I'm always making that video in January each year. And the cool thing is like, you don't have to make like a video a day. You can make like 1 a week, 2 a week, ideally even more than that potentially, right? But 2 a week, like having this and just making this and the other main keywords, that could be 10% of the year that I already know in 2027, I'm going to make that video, another one similar to it. And in 2020, I'm going to do the same thing. And it makes it really easy, and it starts kind of batching your work and making it predictable so that you can explore some of these things that aren't just, selling coaching and everything, although that's definitely the cash cow and everything. It's always personally been for me, right? How to start Amazon online arbitrage for beginners. You're like, this is an awesome thumbnail, step by step, right? 13K views, like sits for a while. It was number 1 on the keyword. I made it in 2025. So I think in the first 30 seconds of it, I say 2025 here. But that's part of the reason we get a 2026 version out, which I did. So search-based here, main keywords, what are people looking up, meet them there, monetize them, CTA at the end, make money, right? One-shotters. So these are ones that can like take someone from brand new and show them the entire process quick. So like general guides, basically, right? So like beginner's guide to Amazon FBA in 2026, that's the 8-hour free course I made this year. That shows people everything they need. There's about a CTA every hour. It also has multiple hours of me using my software products in it, so it mops up a ton of cash for those companies too. And how to go 0 to 10K a month with Amazon FBA in 2026 as well. So this video 8, it's 24 minutes. I actually remade it this week, exact same timestamps. And this video did really, really well. And the one I made this week too has also been a 1 out of 10 too, right? And then bottom of funnel converters. So this is stuff that's not that relevant for anyone that's new, so they get a lot less views. But they're really relevant for people that are already in the game, which are the people you should want to convert the most, because they're going to be by far the most warm people and the easiest people to get results for, right? So stuff like online arbitrage, sourcing secrets, 99% of Amazon sellers are sleeping on, right? Someone who's brand new to Amazon FBA might not even know what online arbitrage is, and this video probably wouldn't even be that helpful to them because it's a lot more of an advanced topic, right? Like they don't really care about sourcing secrets much. They need to be able to find their first product, which is what the, video for search, how to find your first Amazon FBA product in 2026 is, right? And then avoid these products or lose thousands. They'll ruin your business. So this is just an example of what bad products look like, right? Someone who's brand new, who's not even sure if they want to pursue that, isn't really going to waste their time. They're going to watch the one-shotters and stuff before they're interested in detailed topics like that. So these are the types of videos you make that are more niche stuff for people that are already in your space, potentially have already taken action, they're intermediate and everything. So these, while they might feel worse to get less views, they do book lots of sales calls here, right? I don't know what that letter's doing in there. Trend hopping. So this is cool in respect to, year specific stuff that's going on in the world, like AI, for example, is a good example of that. Websites you can use to get ungated quick on Amazon FBA. These worked in 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026, but framing it in a way that they're the ones working now are what gets this 5K views. And like this might not seem like a crazy amount of views, but when one sale is $3,500, or in my case $3,500 and a user of 2 software companies potentially, right, that's where you can make really, really good money. And then student interviews too are phenomenal as well. Like meet the 18-year-old $3 million Amazon seller. Like this young kid's a legend, Abe, and was able to make a student interview with him. He even came to me to ask for it because he thought it was cool that other people have done it. And that literally creates a free ad for the coaching program. And it was a cool thing because he wanted to do it. And I'm like, of course, man. Right. And so that's cool. And then Webb here, who's a student who's done phenomenal. He was able to retire his wife. That was another video where that's a really aspirational thing for a lot of my potential customers, and showing how Webb was able to do it, including both the hard parts and the parts that I was able to really help for him, creates a really authentic thing. And it's so cool when some people join my program looking to meet other people and everything. Like that 50-day challenge we did, if I go to my channel here with Ryan here, where he sold 33K his first 50 days, like people come into my group wanting to meet him now because they saw the daily short form videos for 50 days in a row, and they watched this YouTube long form video, or maybe they came to the live stream we're doing Monday night talking about his experience and everything. Everyone say live Q&A, how Ryan went 0 to 33K in 50 days. And I just need to remake this in ChatGPT with just we could touch it up easy just to say ask us anything here, but I just want to get scheduled here. So now through the daily challenge Ryan and I did, we have 50 days straight of shorts here that show how he did it, right? Literally you can see 50 straight days here, and they're not getting crazy views, but this made tons of money. And then we did that long form video together. We're doing a live stream, right? And it's going to be a great thing. It's been a great thing here, right? And then in terms of filming for YouTube, so many people overcomplicate this like nuts, guys. Like literally like nuts, right? You don't have to script stuff like crazy. I recommend just script like the first 30 to 45 seconds. Take your time on the thumbnail, get a thumbnail editor. I'm gonna tell you how to do that. And then just have bullet points, or the cool thing is, honestly, in most cases, if you're in the like education niche, which is really all this video is helpful for, to be honest, is showing people how to do stuff and charging high ticket pricing for it. You're doing a lot of tutorials where they don't have to be scripted. Like, sure, if it's a video that's like if we take an example here, like sourcing secrets here, like this is largely, it's a screen sharing video, but it's showing specific things. Like I do very little just straight talking head stuff where I would need to script anything. Most of it's showing how to do different stuff, right? So all you need is a Canon G7X. If you're just getting started, I don't even think you need that. A Shure mic. I love those too. Buy them once. That's all you need. Loom for recording too. And I literally made my first several $100,000 before I even started doing like fancy stuff on YouTube with like a mic or a camera or anything. And 50K just on YouTube, but hundreds of thousands of dollars from info as a whole, selling on social media as well, without any of the fancy stuff. And what you really have to do, guys, do not think of YouTube videos as just things you make once. They are assets. They are not just for attracting clients on YouTube. You can promote them on social media, send them to people before sales calls, or get your closers to you. Use them in follow-up from people on the fence. and you can use this stuff forever, and these things serve you forever. You take the time to do it, and it's just so different than social media where things go away. YouTube videos are assets that mop up high quality traffic for a while and can help you turn skeptics into customers and people who are unsure and people who are on the fence and everything. It's super, super important to be pumping on YouTube. This by far the biggest thing you take away from this is build YouTube infrastructure to post lots of content. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that here. This is how to do it. The $100,000 per month profit content team that costs only $1,000 a month. So many online coaching and people are paying tons of money to US based editors or US based agencies, $1,000 per long form video, paying literally an arm and a leg to not even know how to do this for themselves for a while. They're literally like, not like enslaving themselves, but causing themselves to have to overpay forever instead of just one time getting a good person in the Philippines to help you out that you can then build a second brain into to be able to pay nothing for very little money. Awesome help, right? You can hire a virtual assistant for 10 to 50 bucks per video, maybe $100 per video, that are already great at the skill of video editing, and train them on your knees. This is literally going to save you tens of thousands of dollars over years. And literally, like, I used to pay 6 figures a year to agencies back in 2022 and 2023, the first half, and my profit's gone up substantially since then, both profit margin and overall profit, because I've been able to save that money and own the system myself. So you can get people in the Philippines, specifically in Morocco and Pakistan and India, for super cheap here. And in terms of, where to find talent, sometimes thumbnail editors will just hit you up on Instagram. That's how I found mine. In terms of finding my video editor, which I've had for 4 years, no churn, he's a legend. We're really good friends at this point. I did that on onlinejobs.ph, which is a great place to find talent, as well as people just reach out to you as you start making organic content. That's a good place to find it too. And what that'll typically look like, guys, is when you make a job posting, right? What I like to do is I'll send them a Google Drive link. In it, I'll do the paid version of onlinejobs.ph. I'll do a job posting with a Google Drive link of me like doing some type of thing for them to test edit, whether it be long form or short form or whatever. And as well as examples of the types of style of edit I want from existing creators. And then you'll get like, if you do the paid version of onlinejobs.ph, if you do like, an overnight post, you'll get like 50 applicants because I think it's 12 hours difference between the US and the Philippines. You'll get like 50 applicants. 10 of them will do the test task, and like 5 of the test tasks will be good, and then take on 1 or 2 for a week-long paid trial. And I don't really recommend doing hourly with editors because then they're incentivized to not get it to you as quick. I like just paying for task, filter responsiveness, English skills, and hunger, right? Onlinejobs.ph is the best way to find it. In terms of kind of the content stack that can, help you for super cheap, is just one virtual assistant for editing, ideally that can do long form and short form, 15 to 50 bucks per long form video, depending on how complicated it is. My videos are super easy to do because they're just screen sharing, product research. Sometimes I'll do talking ed where there's lots of cuts and, some effects and stuff, but I haven't needed to do much here, right? And like literally like this takes like 2 hours to film. There's like a couple cuts and that's it. He's just put them together here, but he's paid super well for the Philippines because things are so affordable there compared to the States. And then 5 to 20 bucks per short form video. People are paying US based agencies like 50 or 100 bucks for a short form video. You hate to see it. Own the system, hire virtual assistants, save tens of thousands of dollars per year forever, and use that extra money to build wealth with, right? And then in terms of virtual assistants for thumbnails, 10 to 20 bucks per thumbnail, nice and easy. That's really all you need. You can build a little Slack or Discord channel to run your company through. Send them content, send them stuff that's working for other people, inspiration, styles that are working, angles that are working. And then Claude obviously is very helpful for building your second brain too as well. And it's just so easy to find outlets and outliers and content performing well for others in your niche these days too as well too. So best stack for content team is Claude, obviously, for content creation, scripting, etc. when needed. I really only recommend the first 30 to 45 seconds of videos being scripted. Then in most cases, if you're educating people and stuff, they want to see you free flowing because they don't want to just watch videos in your course. They want coaching from you. They want consulting. They want one-on-one touch points from you or coaches, right? And they can see when you're recording just authentically and flowing and getting in the zone. This is exactly how I feel on webinars. It's insane. That's like a big high is, during webinar and after webinar. When you get in the zone, when you're able to do that on YouTube, you can really build a good, authentic parasocial relationship with people. So you don't need all the fancy edits and stuff like that, and just get the ball rolling, talking head, maybe some subtitles here and there, nothing insane. And then guys, if you are loving this content and you want one-on-one help implementing this from me, if you're really serious about this stuff and really, really want to go hard and make lots of routes, the only people I'm going to accept into this offer, I am opening up one-on-one consulting in terms of help building and growing your coaching business. And I'll help you build your offer plus organic client acquisition funnel, just like I've done it for myself. Get consistent uploading on YouTube and building your audience, building a list of important YouTube videos to make and help you make them, exploring opportunities beyond just coaching the way I have with my software companies and different stuff, signing high ticket clients consistently, setting up your sales systems, all that, how to win even if you feel like your market is saturated. Like literally, you can find videos from 2018 about how Amazon FBA is saturated and dead and everything here. And I've been able to win even with a lot of people thinking that. And there's like literally the most saturated niche in the world for make money online coaching is dropshipping. And there's all different types of niches and sectors within dropshipping that people are making tons of money even in 2026. And that will be the case for a while here. Hiring content editors, so how you can efficiently, at a cheap cost, produce great content that attracts high quality clients for years. And position yourself as an authority, not some embarrassing guru flexing on people all day, setting you up for years of success. There's a reason if you look up Flips Miles on Google, you're only going to find good things. That's because I've done things the right way. I've taken care of customers. I've built sustainable fulfillment systems to get people results. Over 100 people quit in their 9-to-5. Over 100 people have had six-figure revenue months. Over 15 of my students have had six-figure profit months. Hundreds probably have had five-figure profit months. And just done this stuff the right way, at least in my opinion, right? And the cool thing is, I'm not one of these guys that makes all my money teaching you how to do consulting where that's the only business. No, I have my Amazon personal brand, my two software companies in the Amazon space, and the personal brand, the coaching business is what's made tons of money, as well as those companies here. And I'm here and will help you do exactly what I've done for your specific niche right here with the, literally here, 60K profit week. This was almost all upsells, so like pretty much 97% margin here, right? Tons of revenue on Stripe. Eventually switched over to WAP here. Millions more from the mid-ticket as well. And launching this consulting offer, you can book a call with me in the description, not with the closer. I plan on this offer being successful enough. I need closers for. The first 5 spots are going to be at a discounted price, and then the price is going to go up. And the price is going to go up again on May 31st here, because I'm honestly substantially more qualified to talk about this than I am talking about Amazon. And I've done phenomenally in the Amazon space, and I want to help people in this niche too as well. So if that sounds interesting to you, book a call with me down below. It's not going to be cheap. You're going to have to be prepared to really, really work. And I think that type of honesty that I'm telling you, this will only work if you put in work. I've treated the Amazon stuff the exact same way. And that's why I think I've been able to honestly just make friends with tons of my clients and get lots of results for people over the years, because I've been honest with them about how this is going to take lots of work, when all day, you guys are inundated here on YouTube with stuff about a 19-year-old making $400K a month. He doesn't mention to you that's revenue, not profit. Or someone who scaled an offer to XYZ here when they don't even know that, or it's an operator talking about how they're helping someone who's had the biggest personal brand in the niche for 10 years, or how people are capitalizing on organic traffic right away and making tons of money. But then there's a reason a lot of people turn from this industry. And it's because they don't build in a sustainable fashion. They don't take care of their clients and everything. And one of the best things you can do from a sustainability perspective is make a gigantic free course funnel once per year. I've been doing these since 2023, once per year, and they absolutely crush. About 3, 4, 5 days worth of work for years of payout, proving massive competence in your niche, and cutting down, eliminating people's sales cycles and getting them to buy quicker because they know, like, and trust you. This can do, I don't have the exact numbers here, but for how often my closer gets told that oh, I watched the 8-hour free course, I loved it, all that, right? If I estimate, it's probably 30 to 50% of the coaching profit for the year, and they get views for years. My one posted in December 24 still gets 50, 60, 70, 100 views per day for free 15 months later with an average view duration of 14 or 15 minutes, mopping up high quality ICP, ideal client profile attention. And you literally give everything away for free, then sell the implementation. The worst case for any prospect is they watch this video, get value, and they like you. That's not a bad worst case. When the worst case, if you're flexing Lamborghinis on people all day on Instagram, is they hate you and they write a terrible Reddit for you because they don't get results from your program because they thought your program was going to give them a Lamborghini instantly, right? In the free course, it really does a good job of educating people on your market in a one-to-many fashion and making you money for years here, right? So you can see 2024, 2020, or 2025, 2024, 2023. You can see the thumbnail's basically the same and they all print, right? And these are the timestamps from my free course. You can see how to use SellerAmp, 16 minutes on how to use one of my own software companies, right? And then the shipment ones on Boxem too, our other one, right? And you can copy this, plug it into Claude and make your free course timestamps here. And I think 8 hours is a little bit of overkill, but I have lifetime value drivers where I can make money from people when they just get a free trial of my software and eventually can convert to paid. So I have reason to give away a little bit more than most people. I think 1, 2, 3 hours is more than enough here, right? But this does a great job of taking care of people's sales cycles and taking them from interested in the niche to becoming a buyer here who really trusts you and is going to close at a way higher rate. And if you do this right, a lot of people on sales calls will mention this as well, and it'll push them over the edge here. And not only is it just a video that sits on your channel, but it's also a lead magnet to give you. I've gotten thousands and thousands of emails from my email list, mentioning it on your live streams and giving it to your closers and setters to give to prospects potentially too, as well as other videos, linking it in your other content to pump more high quality traffic to it, like linking videos together here, like I'm going to do with this free course and the other videos I make on my channel here talking about how to win in the coaching game, and sending it to your email list once per month, per quarter minimum. Cause people are so busy, like they have so much going on. Like you have to relentlessly serve them with your personal brand to get people to consistently turn into customers. And that's not that hard to do. It just takes a little bit of consistency right here. So YouTube's the main money maker here, but Instagram and Twitter are awesome for, showing the behind the scenes and getting to know your customers better. It's called a personal brand for a reason. They have to get to know you, right? Instagram's for conversions and behind the scenes. A lot of easy stuff, guys. Text posts here. You can see these guys did really well. If you're broke, do this weekend, whatever. I remix this script all the time, especially with AI. These days, it's really easy to do all that. Amazon seller cheat sheet, the terms list, educational stuff like that on gating video, how to start an Amazon FBA business in 2026. I remix this once per year. This typically ranks really well in search. I bet you if we search Amazon FBA that is ranking here. Let's see. Okay, so this is, let's see. The shorts here. Yeah, boom, there it is. The 2025 one right there. And you can see here, and there's probably other one. Yeah, the AI right there. So that's a trend hopping video that did really well. You can see that I'm doing exactly what I'm talking about here, literally just in the same room. I don't show the plaques there for the Amazon ones because it's not really helpful. And then tweets and carousels on IG do great too as well. And you can see just optimize for saves, right? Stories every day, non-negotiable. And then in your story highlights, put, student results, testimonials, and everything too. And then promote your YouTube content in ManyChat automations to the DMs of people asking questions. And then also on stories when you post a new video too, as well. And then also don't be afraid to do like challenges too, like the 0 to Hero series I did with Ryan here, where we did 50 straight days of short form documenting his entire journey from getting started, making his first sales, and we showed literally the entire process. We're closing a lot of people right now that reference that video. And in the same way we documented Ryan's journey, I documented my own Amazon journey in the early days too, as well. And that was what, I'm still closing people these days that say like, hey, I used to watch you in 2022 when you were just, documenting your journey and everything. And then eventually started selling coaching later that year. Share wins, start conversations in the DMs, especially if people asking questions. I love when people come over from YouTube and ask me questions on Instagram, because I know there's multiple touch points on that. And that after I help a couple of their questions, I can say, or eventually setters, I have a couple of setters over the years, can be like, hey, do you want one-on-one help? And when they do, cha-ching, right there. And they're probably already using software companies too. right? And then, industry updates too on both platforms, both Instagram and Twitter. Twitter in 2026, I don't really think it's worth it for most people unless there's someone popping off in your niche. You can still get free traffic on there, but I think it's harder to than short form and YouTube long form. I do like Twitter for networking with other business owners though, and potentially getting clients if it makes sense for your specific niche. Back in the day, in 2022 and 2023, even until 2025, I did a thread a day here, and some of these absolutely printed here. Yeah, 1,000 likes right there, 1,000 likes on that one here. And you can see like what I love about this game of content creation is these are basically YouTube or short form hooks that I'm just doing in written form that can also be used for carousel posts on Instagram too. Like this is all, it all fits together, and it's all like one like ecosystem, or like I guess funnel's a good word, or like I like to think of like tentacles of different things going out and bringing high ticket clients to me as well. And then DM settings great on these guys, right? You just basic questions to ask folks in the DMs, right? Where are you located, depending on whether you can serve the entire world or just if it's location specific. What have you done so far? They always say I've watched some videos but haven't started. And then why are you looking to? You can get their motivation. Bonus points if you show this to your closers at all, or your closers check their Instagram prior. How quickly are you looking to get set up? That way, if your close is really good and they check, they can come back to them. And then I say, want me to send over a link to apply to work with me? They say yes, and you have to follow up to make sure they book too as well. But DM settings very important. Your best quality customers are going to come from YouTube. Instagram and Twitter are great ways to get traffic to YouTube. They're also a great place to have conversations with customers, especially if they're coming to you and asking questions. Like I had a ton of people that'll say they came from the free course in my Instagram DMs, and it's those multiple touch points, that are going to have a chance to convert people here. In terms of other traffic sources, guys, I don't you can do some of these. They're not like crazy important. I'm just, here to share what's worked for my personal brand. TikTok, nothing too crazy here. Have a presence, repost your reels, repost your YouTube shorts. It's also great for content inspiration too, and just like finding viral stuff. Search your niche's keywords and take inspiration. It's also great for live streaming too, which is pretty cool as well. It's an awesome place to find, clients from live streaming and bringing people, because you get free traffic with TikTok Live, finding people that are, interested in this stuff and then getting them over to those better platforms, whether it be telling them to DM you on Instagram to get a lead magnet, or telling them to sign up for your webinar at the link in bio that's coming up. Webinars are sick. These days, I've been doing a webinar funnel since 2023. It's been super, super awesome. Pretty much every 2 weeks consistently here, we saw a software package on it bundled together. And I've been doing that for, that specific offer for over 2 years. And I love TikTok Live. You get free traffic on TikTok Live using this software called StreamYard. You can go live on Instagram and TikTok at the same time here. So literally, you can see I private the live streams here, but typically at least once a week I'm here on live. Actually a little bit behind. Turning these up, but this is with 2 students. This was a year ago. This did really well. I reposted this as a long form video too. You can do it with students, other people in the industry. I think that's super underrated, is collabing with other people in your industry. I have more reason to do that because I have the software companies that serve the Amazon niche. So I'm totally cool with with most of the other creators in the space. But I love the idea of bringing on people in the industry that don't have audience to share a game to your audience that you might not be able to share. That adds a lot of credibility too. Bringing on students is super sick as well too, and everything. And that's been a cool thing. And honestly, when I was just getting started, the way I got to YouTube monetization, which these days is a grand or two extra in profit, because any make money niche is going to have a really high YouTube payments here. We would just go on YouTube Live and hang out, and that's where we built a lot of the initial community here. In terms of websites, super underrated. Don't even have a website, just have the VSL call funnel right here, which I will pull up my current one. Here we go. Yeah, and you can see it just like this here. It's got a video sales letter I made with Claude and my editor from the Philippines put together here. So don't have a website. Don't ever think this. No one cares about your website. We close thousands of customers just with the VSL call funnel and high quality traffic from YouTube and social media. And then we take care of these people right? In terms of email marketing, only do this when you're really getting into doing lead magnets and stuff, which I'm going to talk about in a sec here. But always gather emails from your lead magnets and send 3 to 5 emails per week forever. People still open emails like crazy. My email list opens about 25-30%, and it has for 4 years at this point. Answer frequently asked questions, give value, share different tips that are happening in your industry, take topics that did well in YouTube videos and answer them in written form. And be personal with this. Don't be afraid to ask your audience to ask you questions. That's really good for deliverability too, as well. Throw a CTA in here once a week, a couple times a month. Share client wins, promote YouTube videos, right? And you're just basically encouraging consumption of your content and continuing to build that parasocial relationship with, you know, your email marketing and everything. And you can use like ConvertKit or something. I use gumroad.com because that's where I host my lead magnets. If I could start over again, I definitely wouldn't use that. That's where I host my lead magnets. And literally, like, one of my lead magnets has almost 700 positive reviews here. And literally inside the lead magnet is a direct CTA to one of my software company's features that really helps people here. And that's, you know, so sick here. So that captures emails, builds my email list, and gives value to my audience. Lead magnets, you should have 1 or 2 of these plus your free course and use them as a way to get emails, plus sales assets for your closers or you when you're doing the calls at first, which I think is very helpful till you're at like 30, 40, 50K a month, which might sound like a lot of work, but trust me, like getting to know your customer base is really, really beneficial long-term. And all the time, somebody will download a lead magnet, try it out on their own, and then 3 months later, end up buying from me. And that 1 extra purchase or 2 extra purchases, right, that multiplies the value of that time that I went into making that content or distributing that lead magnet or anything. And that's the big benefit. Like, all the money in this stuff comes over the long term. Building your personal brand is a long-term game. You're not going to get results immediately, right? And if you do, it's probably going to be from going viral on short form, which doesn't last anyway, right? Live streaming is a secret weapon. People get to know you incredibly well, and you can, you know, they can hear you, read their name, answer their questions live, say their name. Using StreamYard's really helpful. What I'll do is I'll post up a couple times a week with tripod with my phone for TikTok live with a nice little picture at the top. And then I'll go live on StreamYard on YouTube too. And even if you're only getting like 10 or 20 people live, typically like last week I went live with a student and promoted it ahead of time. We got like 60 people live, which was awesome. Several booked calls the next day from it. And that stream got 1,000 views on the replay too. And then I posted it as a long form video with an intro. I deleted it, downloaded it, posted it as a long form video, and got another, I think, 600 or 700 views so far. So when you're selling high ticket, you don't need tons and tons of views to do this. And I'm, you know, literally a testament to that, in that you can go look at my page. You can go look at my Instagram. Like, I am the case study of this, and everything. And you can see that in real time, right? And it's very high margin too. Like, it doesn't cost much to distribute it, and live streaming is free. You know, StreamYard's like $30 a month. And then the free community funnel, this is really only if you want to build long-term and have multiple monetization mechanisms. But we have 60K people in a free Discord we've been making the past 5 years. I started doing it well before I started selling coaching. And 10K people in a free Facebook group. Great for nurturing, email capture, promoting webinars too, promoting YouTube videos too, promoting, in my case, my softwares too. And it's a great way to get to know your customers before they buy. And it's awesome if you want to sell stuff beyond just coaching, which is software for me. And it's just a good long-term brand equity play. I think this is probably on the least important, unless you're really sure that you're going to be doing this for a while and everything here too. So that is how we're going to get traffic. Now we're moving on to part 2, which is going to be how to actually get clients from your traffic. But getting clients from your traffic, the first step is that you need to start building audience. So get started with this stuff now, guys. It's so important here. And if you're already building, now let's make some money. Let's talk through the most efficient way to do it here. So the most efficient monetization vehicle is going to be a high ticket offer. Keep it simple to get the ball rolling. YouTube traffic, social media with a good video sales letter and a good offer can be $100,000 per month with really high profit margins. And I've done that dozens and dozens and dozens of times the past 4 years here. So in terms of what to sell, guys, don't overthink this. Like, in terms of getting the ball rolling, just sell the basic course community content with one-on-one access. I've even done a one-on-one call with all my students. And part of the reason I'm able to do that is because I don't have like ads meetings and agency meetings and sales meetings and all this crap. My job is to serve my customers and make content. I'm making the same videos I made for years. It's pretty low effort to continue to make that content. It's going to continue to print money for a while. And that's what gives me the time and the headspace to be able to serve my customers one-on-one. And that keeps the margin really high. So I think your first $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 profit months, even higher than that, just do a basic offer like this and do a great job for your customers to build your first couple case studies and results, right? In terms of my Amazon offer, guys, I literally just sell lifetime access to my group. I might even switch it. I think you should do probably 1 year of access to get renewals here. But honestly, because I have the software companies, I love being a resource, and I get a lot of extra lifetime value and profit out of that. I love being a resource they can really interact with for years, and that's why I do the one-time transactions, although I do have an upsell as well too for like a smaller group that has 2 extra calls per week. A one-on-one Zoom call with me for 1 hour, text access to me. When I first started this, I didn't really have much personal life, so I was fine with doing the text access, and I've just kind of like kept in a rhythm with that. But that can be really annoying. But once again, I have lifetime value to capture if I can make these guys really good Amazon sellers forever. So I'm happy to do it via text access. 3 group calls per week. 2 of those are with me. 1 of those are with one of my coaches, and a school community and video course. So nothing fancy here, right? But I have a ridiculous amount of social proof, a great track record. You know, people search Flips for Miles Reddit, Flips for Miles reviews. They find only good things and everything. And if you don't have a lot of results like that, which is how you start, I'm totally cool with giving guarantees to people and potentially working for free or just money back guarantees to people that I know are going to get results. And then also, you know, force you to do a really good job too as well. In terms of how to sell it, definitely a video sales letter call funnel. Plus webinars, especially the VSL call funnel to start because it's way easier to do. Start out doing the sales calls yourself. That might seem intimidating. There is a sales module in a few minutes. I'm going to show you guys how to do it. Hire or close around like 30, 40, 50K a month, depending on just how much time you have. But everyone buys when you're closing. When you as the influencer are closing, everyone buys. It's so awesome. I remember like August of 2022, it was whatever. It's like, we have it up here. It was, let's see. Yeah, 123 grand just on the high ticket. And that was me closing all the calls myself. Some DM closes too, which is so sick. But you keep the margin really high doing that. And either way, even if you have a close and you're paying them 10%, I pay mine 12% because I just want really good performance and I want him to stick around for as long as possible because he's awesome. He's a former student. But the longer you can close for, the more money you make, the better you'll get to know the market. You'll get more skilled as a salesperson too, which is not going to hurt you at all, right? And there's just a lot of benefits to that. So literally just like a basic landing page, you can make a video sales letter in 1 day, really easy, record it, have your virtual assistant edit it, toss some subtitles on it, nice and easy. And then in terms of when to start selling it, guys, start selling it right away. That way you're super profitable the first month and you don't have to, you know, your editor costs, if you're just starting from zero, is paid for by the high ticket offer right away. I'm starting this channel basically with the free course, and I have a couple of videos previously, but my plan is to literally do exactly what I do on my main channel, my Flips for Miles channel for Amazon, and send traffic to the free course, make videos for search, point it back either to my high ticket offer or the free course or both, and sign high ticket clients exactly like I've done thousands of times with the Amazon brand. And remember, guys, you don't need everyone to buy immediately, but you do need to make it available, or you should make it available in my opinion. And if you already have an audience, just start out with a cohort model so you can use scarcity. We'll talk about that in a sec here on launching your high ticket offer. And then if you have any anxiety or any issues about how you're going to fulfill for clients, watch the fulfilling for clients sections that's coming up here because it's really important. And the why info businesses die here that's coming up in a little bit as well. It's stuff super, super important to watch. And what I just did to you is exactly what you should be doing in your YouTube videos as well, which is giving people a reason to continue to watching and teasing things that are to come to increase the watch time of the video. In terms of payments, I just do WAP for payments. I did my first the mid ticket we did through Gumroad. The high ticket I started out doing on Stripe, ended up switching over to WAP because my clients need money to run their Amazon business. I don't offer financing options. I do offer payment plans. I think some of the financing stuff's a little bit predatory. I would be comfortable doing it if my niche didn't require money to run. So like, for example, my consulting offer for this, I'm totally cool with offering financing for, assuming it's the right, or I'm only going to close the right people and only work with the right people I really think will take the stuff seriously, which I hope is you, right? But I don't offer financing I don't offer financing for the B2C Amazon coaching offer. I don't love that stuff for people, but I do offer payment plans like this. Don't overthink that stuff, guys. In terms of how to fulfill it, keep it nice and simple. School for the community or Discord, depending on your demographics, maybe Facebook group too. I really like School though, just for its simplicity and everything, and WAP for payments. And you could do the course hosting on WAP or School. I like School better though personally for that, but I love WAP for payments, and I love the WAP team too. And just guys, as you build this out, think of the best and worst groups you've ever been and design your group and your fulfillment in your course exactly around what the worst ones didn't have and what the worst ones needed and what the best ones had and everything. And don't overthink. Like, you can have like a 5-10 hour video course you film in a weekend and then the coaching being the main fulfillment, because people can learn anything easily with AI these days. What they're buying in your high ticket offer is access to you, and that's how you can build an awesome business that can help you have a great life here, right? And make 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 grand a month in profit if you do things correctly and think long term and really take care of your customers, which is a lot of work, and that's okay. This is an awesome business you can build. Online coaching is such a gold mine in 2026. Look at the growth of, this type of business and how people aren't seeing the value and, the value to cost ratio that they want to see with college. Learning online is only going to grow, and you have a chance to make a lot of money being a part of it. In terms of launching your high ticket offer, do exactly what I did. Sell 10 beta spots to validate the offer, messaging, and get some social proof. Do it at a discounted rate. Actually limit it from a spots perspective and put a deadline on it in terms of when you're going to stop taking people to get some profit and fast and to learn fast. I recommend, honestly, doing the calls, doing the setting, doing the coaching to start, get rich, in this case, make a lot of profit, and then build a real business over time in terms of, beginning to hire and everything too. And I always like to say, like, the market, I always say to my Amazon customers, like, the market tells you when to do things. You're going to know when you're overwhelmed here, and you're going to need to fix some of these different bottlenecks and everything. But to start, build your audience. If you're this deep in this video, you probably have an audience already, and stop selling some, trash Discord to them or whatever. Sell a high ticket offer, price it effectively to where it makes sense to do it a lot, and everything. And then this is going to allow you guys doing this cohort method, which is exactly what I did, which was like, before I started doing the evergreen funnel, we sold 10 spots at, I think it was $2,500 a piece. So I made like 25 grand the first month. Interestingly enough, the first customer I actually sold ever charged back. And that was when I was just doing one-on-one before then, which was like, I sold like 2 people full one-on-one, just one-on-one, no group calls. And then I did the cohort model. He got great results and then charged back. I always thought that was so interesting. And he got great results. So like, I know what his Amazon store is, and he made lots of money. So he got great results. I just, I don't know why, but I kept going with it, and obviously it's paid off phenomenally well here. But doing a lot of this work yourself at the start, it might seem like a lot of work. It's not. If you've had a real job, that's a lot of work, right? Doing it like this more consulting model, rather than having like a company or whatever, right? It allows you to learn everything you need to know about your market, which you can then transfer to others, both in the form of employees eventually, in the future, and marketing. Too many offer owners are so afraid of being in the weeds. They never learn to really take care of their clients. They don't know their clients. They never create any friends out of their students, so they never last because people don't actually like them that buy from them, right? And then, you learn from your sales calls that say no. Learn from your students that get results. Learn from your students who don't get results in that 8 or 12 week sprint. So after just 2 or 3 months, you know exactly how to serve people once you start the evergreen funnel already. And when you do this beta method, just nice and organic here, you get 2 points of scarcity because you can sell it. You can scarcity the people getting in, and then you can wait list and reopen it as well too. And whether it be, you do a certain amount of slots each month, or you just open up it to unlimited people. And when I first started my offer, I also declined people all the time. And then eventually I just got better at fulfillment and wanted the extra money. So, while you should, in the questionnaire, which I'm going to show you here in a little bit, heavily qualify people, I do really trust myself from a fulfillment perspective, and I've been so impressed by some folks I didn't know how they were going to do that ended up doing phenomenally well, and I'm so proud of them, and it's been a really fulfilling thing from doing this stuff here too as well. In terms of mid-ticket, so I don't recommend like really pushing this, but I do like having it as a downsell, which for us is called the FBA roadmap, which is with my partner. So the mid-ticket with my partner, who's also a partner at the software companies. The coaching business is just me though. I'm the sole owner and make, whatever, the vast majority of the money. It's over 80% margin. It's personal take home for me. We taking the money out of the business right away and investing it to build wealth, right? This is how I got my start though. You shouldn't worry about this too much, but you should have it as a downsell. I wrote downfall for people that can't afford the high ticket. This is a way to just increase the money for the time you put into selling it in terms of the high ticket offer. If you sell a few units of this a month, it covers the entire cost of your virtual assistant team that produces the content in the first place and makes literally the coaching all profit outside of a potential closer or anything here. And a big thing here is order bumps here. That's down here for conversion and order hacks. I like giving a full money back guarantee on this because you're selling to people that have less money because they can't afford the high ticket. And you might as well offer a money back guarantee to get people to convert. You refund 5% of people, who cares? It doesn't matter. Upsells and order bumps are great for this. This helped massively back in the day, increasing the average order value. Like the FBA roadmap or the mid-ticket still sells all the time, like a few times a week here. And my partner and I just get extra money off it right here. And the way we do it is he sells it individually, I sell it individually, and then we had one that we promoted just to our free community, one checkout page, and we would split that. And everything. And then in terms of selling the offer, just do it direct to checkout, frame it as the do-it-yourself option that you downsell people that are unqualified for. Some people will take it, and that's fine. It can majorly dilute your high ticket offer though. So just allow it as a downsell. Don't actively promote it. It might feel great to make the extra money, but it can majorly dilute your high ticket offer, guys. Okay. In terms of setting up your VSL call funnel, which is a video sales letter call funnel, which is just a website with a video. And then if they want to take action, they can move forward to a booking page here. This is exactly how I've booked 6,000, I think, calls these days and closed a ton of them here. Is literally just exactly like this. The tech stack, ClickFunnels for hosting. There's a couple of website builders that are great. I like ClickFunnels because of the plaque, to be honest. This is from 2022, first like 10 months in the game. Calendly for scheduling. You host your VSL, your video sales letter, as an unlisted YouTube video. And then ClickFunnels for the post booking page as well too. And then Calendly for the scheduling. I may switch this to Typeform. I think Typeform is pretty cool too. I think it's a better flow as well. And like Typeform, you can catch people on certain questions that drop off. Then you can have a setter hit them up and everything. So there's neat stuff like that. Incredibly important here, qualifying applicants. If you do the cohort model, or even if you just have any mid-ticket customers or anything, or you're just getting into high ticket, or if you're already doing high ticket and you're just watching this to expand and grow on YouTube and do this better and everything and get better at it, make more money from it. Think of what a perfect client looks like. Think of what you were most likely your archetype when you were just starting whatever you're doing. You're probably the person you want to sell to. That's who you should really be speaking to in your content. Think of what that person looks like and then optimize your questionnaire to be that exact person. So I'll show you my funnel in a sec here, but that's going to be stuff like name, phone number, and then you say like, what's your experience with? Can you invest? And you do like different amounts. How did you find this page? So you can qualify what traffic source they came from. What are your goals with whatever activity is, and why we should choose you. And one thing I really recommend, guys, is look at tons of other coaching businesses of people that are doing well in other niches. Like there is not one way to do this whatsoever. This free course is purely my personal experience, but I learned so much from looking at people in other niches all the time here, right? And why we should choose you, make them qualify themselves, right? Give it a little bit of give it an air of exclusivity or high class and stuff like that, right? In the questionnaire on Calendly. In terms of scripting and filming your video sales letter, With AI and transcribing these days, it's so easy to make this stuff. In the video sales letter, the goal is just to educate people on who you are, the opportunity, and why they should work with you in 3, 5, 10 minutes, and then CTA them to schedule on the next step. And in terms like CTAs you put in your content, it can be as short as like, I'll do it in the middle of my videos all the time. I'll be like, real quick guys, if you want the exact system that generated my students $21.6 million in 31 days, check the link down below in the description for my coaching program application. Stuff like that. If I'm doing it in like the middle of the video or at the end of it, I'll be like, you know, CTA similar to that, where I'll share like a specific result or what they can expect from it or anything. And I'm just selling people and clicking that link in the description. And then the video sales letter takes it from there. So I'll be like, real quick, if you guys love this content and you're the type of person that wants to work with me one-on-one, check the link in the description for my coaching program application. Just click the link. There's a video on that page. Watch that after this video. It's going to show you how we can work together. And if you're interested, you can take the next step and book in a time to speak with me or my student success manager, Aaron, the closer, on how we can work together one-on-one and how I've gotten my students such awesome results the past couple of years. So obviously I don't say my closer, but you get the idea in there. So really easy to put the video sales letter together. Click some ads too. Like you should be getting hit by ads from people with coaching businesses all the time, especially the ones that keep popping up. And take inspiration and think to yourself, like, okay, why is this ad showing up? What are they saying? What niche are they in? What messaging are they in? Who are they targeting, right? Because those are people that are spending money on ads. So if you keep seeing them over and over again, they're definitely making lots of money. And then really just mistakes people make with call funnels, not confirming calls right when they come in. People are so busy, especially in a B2C business to consumer market. People are busy. You got to be on them. You got to make sure they show up. Not giving people adequate assets prior to the call. I've made massive mistakes with this, but honestly, because I've been so reliant on YouTube and just organic social media content, like I've been able to brand myself out of so many issues that if people who are just doing, you know, ads would struggle with, right? People expect them to know how to use technology. Like your job as an online coach is not just giving people information, but it's also actually helping them do the task and motivating. We're going to talk about that in fulfillment here. But like we've had people that really struggle technologically that once we show them how to do it from a fulfillment perspective, this is obviously pre-call, they've struggled to like get on Zoom and stuff, and then they've been good clients once we educated them correctly. And then just expecting people to show up without any effort. Like people aren't just going to do that. Like, sure, we have a great life as online coaches, but people have stuff going on. Like people's lives are hard. You have to make it easy for them to give you money, and you have to be accommodating to them too. You know, I don't want to be correct. I don't want to be, you know, a jerk to anyone. I want to make money, and I want to make it as easy as possible for them to give us money, right? And so let's go through my funnel here and just analyze it. And I just built this on ClickFunnels, you know, years ago and touch it up every now and again. So let's get this refreshed here. I'll help you start and grow a profitable Amazon business from scratch, one-on-one, right? And then my VSL, feel free. It's just flipsyourmilescoaching.com/book. You can watch that VSL here. You can see it's me breaking down how online arbitrage works. You can see me different handle objections here, just like I do in a lot of those hooks and everything here. And then they can click to schedule. Here are some testimonials from folks who demographically align with the, you know, the type of people I help the most. And then right here, and we can see apply for one-on-one coaching. Here's all these student wins here. You want to just overwhelm people with student wins. And one thing that's cool is I've always encouraged my students to network with other people in the game. And part of that is like posting on Instagram and Twitter. And so I get a lot of social proof of people where like, prospects can go look these people up and see that they're doing well in the space, like they're people and everything. And then in terms of apply for one-on-one coaching here, click here to get started. This takes this to the Calendly page, which has some more stuff about it right here. Some frequently asked questions, 3-day out booking, depending on the level of traffic you have. And then it can go ahead here. You can see I got some one-on-ones here coming up tomorrow here. We can go in and now we can say, okay, you know, first name, yada, yada, right? Yada, yada, yada at gmail.com here, right? Every now and again, you'll get like people funnel hacking you. We're literally funnel hacking myself. Right now, phone number, we'll just put a random phone number in here, 908-722-do-do. Right here, experience level of selling on Amazon. We'll just put, so that's like directly qualifying them. Can they invest? No, please do not book a call. When I have a typo, I'm gonna route the people here to the mid ticket. How did you find this page? What is your Instagram and Twitter? So my closer can go look at them. And then this is, them qualifying, why we should work with them, right? Or why I should work with them. And then their goal with OA here. Boom. So let's go ahead here, and then we'll see the post booking right here, and then we can schedule the event, and you can see scheduling with my closer right there, who's a former student. I'll talk about hiring closers here in a second. So that was kind of funny. My own funnel, the confirmation page was screwed up, so it was good to go through this and get that fixed. I'd seen it. I went back into ClickFunnels and had seen it had been for a couple of days here. But the confirmation page, so this is directly from Jeremy Haynes. Shout out Jeremy Haynes. He makes a lot of good videos about this stuff here and gives away a lot of how you can do, some of this stuff really helpfully right here, especially the confirmation page right here, because he deals a lot in paid. So you need to really do a better job with your leads. But when you do stuff that works really well in paid with organic leads, it really helps and just makes warmer leads even warmer. And so this confirmation page primarily just confirms their call and tells them what to expect. But below this, not only in the post-booking video, but also the frequently asked questions that answer different things that my closer or you, when you're starting out closing, would typically have to answer, like why should they work with me, where I show some results, what are the startup costs, can I start part-time with my 9-to-5 job? So all just common objections from my ICP. Do I need prior experience? How long it takes to start seeing results? How much time do I need per day? Is Amazon FBA saturated? Do you help with ungating, which was the same concept that I talked about in the endless content ideas section right here too. And then do you help with sourcing products? And then some demographically aligned client success stories as well too. And then remember, this is after they book, so they can consume this content and my closers reaching out to them to confirm as well the timing, get them any content they need. We can see their questionnaire to see their answers and everything. So the post-booking page is super, super important. You can just model something like this. It's really easy to set up. You set it up one time and then it works for you forever. So that's the post-booking page. Now let's actually talk about the sales side of things. So how do you actually close clients when you're on the phone with them and everything? And that's like, it was definitely seemed intimidating back in the day when I was selling like social media marketing services to people and everything. But once I started selling something I actually believed in, my Amazon coaching program, especially when I was closing people myself, like it was super easy to do. I'm not good at sales, but we've closed 2,000 plus clients on less than 7,000 sales calls total, including DM closes. And your brand does so much of the heavy lifting in this process. If prospects actually know, like, and trust you, and you qualify them correctly and use like the post-booking page, Jeremy Haynes style, like I showed you that I have, and everything, people are super, super warm when they get on the phone, you then eventually your closes too. And, when you do organic content correctly, like your brand does the heavy lifting, people already know, like, and trust you, and you don't need to do a ton of, this fancy stuff here, right? Use your sales assets to book calls. The pre-call process starts before they even book a call with you. Your content needs to be good. The free course funnel is the most effective sales asset. That plus a few other problem-solving pieces of content they've already consumed that got them to want to book the call in the first place, is how you're going to get a bunch of calls booked here as well, right? And you can, those content, as you start booking calls, you learn to diagnose what people are saying in applications, what people are saying on sales calls, the objections, so you can speak to them in the pre-call process, just in your content, and formally in terms of when someone actually books a call, setting up the Calendly automated text plus email reminders, a post-call booking page with the frequently asked questions, Jeremy Haynes style, a closer reaching out to them personally, maybe even you sending a selfie video. I do that all the time personally on follow-ups for people as well. You read the applications daily and point out any specific stuff to the closer that they can mention prior to the call as well, and having the closer or you, whoever's taking the calls, send demographically aligned testimonials and results prior to the customer as well, right? And then in terms of on call, right, when you close at the start, everyone buys, right? You have to think, okay, why did they actually book a call in the first place? What? that's what you're asking them, right? There's different questions, right? Don't use like a script, or you can build a script over time. But at the start, like when you're closing, it's literally just a personal conversation, figuring out if you can help someone and then make your offer to them, right? I can still think in my head back 4 years ago when I was closing, like the exact thing I used to say to people. And I'll even close some people these days too myself. And it's, if the opportunity presents itself, if I'm in the DMs on Instagram and someone wants to get on a call, I'll take it sometimes if I have time, right? But it's literally like so easy to close when you're closing yourself, right? So why did they book the call in the first place? What has them interested in this specific business model? How they found you, any specific pieces of content, why they think you're the right person to help them, why they think it's the business model for you or for them. Did they actually try it on their own? And if so, why did they reach out for formal help? Why not do it on their own, right? How quickly they want to get results / how urgent it is. And that's how, when you then present the offer, right, you can then use what they told you here to handle objections and come back to, okay, if they're trying to weasel out or anything, right? But things are really easy when it's organic traffic and it's you on the phone, especially, when you're closing the cohort at the start, and everything too. And then post call, right? Update the CRM. That can be just Google Sheets at the start. If they're closed, onboard them ASAP. If they didn't close, add them to CRM and figure out why. If you're qualifying people correctly, very few people will just say no, especially if you have a financial qualifier. Most of them will at least think about it, which sometimes can just mean I'm going to ghost you. That's part of the game. Personalize the follow-up as much as possible. Selfie videos, relevant content. Don't just let deals die if they don't close on the phone, right? Get another call scheduled with them, right? Get relevant content to them. Personalize it as much as possible, right? My closer makes group chats with prospects all the time. And when we're really dialed in, 25% of our revenue is from follow-ups too. So it's a huge mistake I see people make, is not following up correctly. I cannot state that enough, how important that is, and how much extra profit and how much extra value for the time you're putting in to make the content in the first place, to book the calls, you can get out by just hammering away and focusing on content. In terms of hiring setters and closers, I have a lot of unpopular opinions on this stuff, or at least I just do things differently than I think a lot of people do. One, my closers handle a lot of volume because I don't want to have a big team and spend all day on sales meetings. I want to make the money I want to make, grow the software companies as a result of selling to people in the first place too, and everything. And, I got my first setter in August 22 and promoted him to closer right after. It was a former student, good friend still to this day. And we just got rolling in there. It saved a ton of time getting that off my plate. Who to hire? Clients who love your product and got the result. That's my favorite, especially, or really only people who align demographically with the people you serve. Referrals from other offer owners, especially people who set for them that are graduating to closure, that know the education niche, the info space. People from proven sales courses with some experience, or you can start them as a setter and promote them to closer. And every closer wants to be on a proven offer with qualified organic traffic. That's like the dream, is lay down leads from organic traffic. So you're probably a way better place to work than you think. If you can book over 100 calls a month, you're probably a way better place to work, or 50 calls a month, than you think. And you can make some serious money with stuff. Who not to hire? Random guys from Instagram that DM you. I'm sorry if you're a closer watching this. I think that's a horrible way I actually think it's a decent way to find your first client, but I don't think you guys watching this that are coaches and that are offer owners should be hiring random college kids in your DMs, right? People with zero understanding of your model. I am not a fan of hiring people with sales experience or that don't know your niche. I like hiring students that are hungry to build them into a good closer, because it's a walking testimonial, right? Part-timers, travelers, etc., guys with multiple side hustles, or folks that just don't fit your target demo, to be honest as well. When to hire? I hired my first closer already at 6 figures a month. It was only 4 months in the journey though. I think that was way too late though, looking back with how much time it saved. I think 30 to 40K a month, and then you should do it. By this point, you already totally know your offer has product market fit and everything, which is awesome. How to get them set up, super easy. Not much is needed besides having them understand your funnel, your offer, which if they're a former student, they already do. Calendly onboarding and understanding your CRM. I just use Google Sheets, but doing it over again, I would have gotten a formal one from the start, but I have a really good system I like in Google Sheets. And throw them into the fire right away, but safeguard them and really check in after every call, help them close people, get them confidence, and always consistently be showing them wins. One of my favorite things to do is when a client gets a result, I'll go back to the group chat with me and my closer from when my closer onboarded them and say, hey, XYZ just got a result. He'll hype them up. It reminds him that people get what he's selling, that he needs to have conviction in it, and it gives like a really good community feel, which is so important for sticking around long term in the coaching space. Too many offer owners just have a brand problem and not a sales or qualified traffic problem. Like if you do things right, like the people watching you for free on YouTube should love you. If you take care of them, if you don't shove lifestyle marketing down their throat, if you don't attract broke people, people are going to really like you from your content, and a certain percentage of them are going to be excited to buy, and that can give you a really, really good life, right? So I always consider myself so lucky to have the life I do that coaching's been able to give me, and it all comes back to my personal brand and having fun with it, taking care of the community, giving them a fun place to talk about whatever your topic is in live streams, in the comments, in your free community, in your paid community, inside your coaching program, right? Which is super, super fun. And then in terms of managing salespeople, closers should be the homies, especially if you sell to the male market. If your brand is good, you don't need a ton of sales meetings and trainings. Like the sales heavy guys will think this is nuts, but I've never reviewed a single coaching call. We've had 6,000 plus in company history, I believe, and I've never reviewed a single one. And I took like hundreds of those myself at the start. Constantly be on them though to be sure they're doing what they're doing. I probably should manage them more, or him more, right? But he's a great guy. Even if you're signed to organic traffic, if they aren't performing, it's burning profit you could have. If they're not following up with leads, if they're not pre-call qualifying people, confirming with people, they need to be doing that. And it's easy not to do it. If they're not updating the CRM. Each day, you need to make sure they're confirming calls and hype them up if there's lots of calls being booked, because they're commission only. They make lots of money if you make lots of money, and it's a total beautiful thing. Constantly be showing them wins. And like I said, go back to the group chats. Belief drive close rates, which is why I love hiring former students. It's a walking testimonial right there. So closers, great. Webinar funnel. So I've been extremely coddled with my webinar funnel. One, because it's all organic traffic. But two, because Ben Bader and Sanjay Ramchandani, great guy. You should. Ben unfortunately passed away. He's a legend. Love him to death. Rest in peace. Check out his content though. He has a lot of good content on selling info on his channel. Ben Bader and then Sanjay Slings. These are the guys who set up my webinar funnel originally, so I owe them a ton. Sanjay still makes really good content about this here. Do just want to show you how I do my webinar funnel and some special things that are really helpful for it. So super simple. Opt-in, registration page, post-booking, drives them to try our softwares for free, watch our YouTube videos, and join our free Discord. Then, so this is what the funnel actually looks like. Super simple. How to start and scale a profitable Amazon store from scratch in 2026. Registration page, post-booking page, and then the getting registrants part. So I operate best on like checklists like this. So the week leading up to the webinar, you're hyping it up like crazy embedded into your YouTube videos. You can edit it out after. In your live streams, if you're doing live streams, at the link in bio, on your Instagram stories, in your DMs, on Twitter, wherever you're getting traffic, promote the heck out of this thing. Because the webinar is a 90-minute or 2-hour long place that you can take out someone's entire sales cycle in one shot and answer their questions live, and answer other people's questions live, and introduce them to your personality, and give them a place to have fun around whatever topic this is, because they're probably lonely. Like, people are lonely in the social media era, and you have a chance to not only make a lot of money in the process, but give people a fun place to have conversation around something they're interested in that they probably don't know anyone in person that's interested in that stuff. So promote the heck out of the webinar the week leading up to it. The day of the webinar is when you get the most results. This is the checklist I use to get as many results as possible, or as many registrants as possible. Screenshot this type of marketing, or at least the way my brain works, will be very, very profitable for you. And you can see like I'm plugging in Discord and everything like that. Show rates. This is crucial, especially to get colder and colder traffic that doesn't, or that knows, likes, and trusts you less than your warmest people. You want to get all of them to show up to the webinar, and then you can make an offer to them. Right? So emails leading up to the event, text message reminders leading up to the event. That's the really important thing. So in your capture form, you get name, email, phone number, and then they get put on your text list and your email list. And you can see so the text message reminder is super important. Day before, day of at noon, 30 minutes before, 60 minutes before, right at the time, the live Zoom call. So you can see right here, right at time, this is where I'm plugging the live Zoom call link to get people to join right away. Like let's see like at 7:02 and they join right away. And that person's super high intent, right? Because they just saw it and they took action on it immediately, right? Getting the community excited, mentioning it in YouTube videos, live streams. That's how you increase your show rate. But getting your show rate good starts with every interaction you have with people, which if you're doing things my way is typically going to be on YouTube organic in terms of the first interaction with someone. So show rates are super important. We're able to get sometimes like in terms of new registrants, because you build up a list of webinar registrants over time, we're sometimes able to get like 40 or 50% or even higher here. For our software launch, we did an insane amount of money that night. It was so sick. And our show rate was ridiculously high because we did a good job of getting people to show up live and everything. For the actual presentation of the webinar, we do like a 5-minute intro. I do it with my partner, the Fields of Profit that I do the mid-ticket and software companies with. So we do like a 5-minute intro just to like get people in. We're always asking them for a little micro commitment. So like where they're from, how they found the link to join, et cetera, et cetera. 1 hour value, 15-minute pitch, and then 40 minutes of Q&A where we objection handle live and really get people to know, like, and trust us while having a chance for them to buy from us, which in this case is a bundle of a year of our annual plan of Boxum, which is our software company, the more expensive one, and the FBA Roadmap, which is our mid-ticket course. So we literally take them through the entire process condensed. So like we say like our simple 6-step process here. And as I'm doing this is in the first couple slides. You guys could even, you can literally go opt in on the webinar and come to it and watch me do this live. It's like such an exhilarating thing. I love doing it. And it's a great moneymaker where I go, as I'm going, I'm like building a catalog with some secret sourcing methods and AI stuff. It's like, I promise you haven't seen before. It's getting them to continue watching. And then I say like delegating your business to scale with how Warner, using what's called prep centers and virtual assistants, sells 6 figures per month with only 1 hour a day of his own time. And that's once again getting them to stick around longer. And all this is just extending that consumption window, which makes them more and more likely to convert. And throughout that process, I'm attacking objections, right? So this has been literally, you can see like that hero statement from what I talked about like 2 hours ago, defining your niche. I'm attacking that stuff. So literally like, why we recommend selling on Amazon. I just said I made over $100,000 profit XYZ the slide before. And then this slide, it's like I'm in the mix. I'm saying without showing my face, doing any marketing, cold calling, or negotiating with Chinese suppliers, guys. And literally, I also say I'm always sharing sauce you don't see anywhere else for free. That's in the marketing content. And it's literally true. We do share sauce we don't share anywhere else for free on the webinar. And that's why the conversion rate's so good. In terms of making the offer, we make a awesome, funny I said sweet, I was in the zone already. We make a sweet one-time offer and let's get this a little bit lower. Boom, right? We make a sweet one-time offer and then handle objections live the entire Q&A. So after that, you're always like saying like, okay, you can see that in the program, etc. Full money back guarantee really helps with this. I get a ton of ascension from the mid-ticket here to the high ticket as well. I'll give them a little discount as well too. And I think this is the actual offer they get, a bunch of bonuses as well too, which is awesome. And then some special webinar hacks. Reading names of common buyers, like just demographically, is really good. Constantly getting micro commitments, like getting them to comment W's in the chat when you drop some fire, as well as where they're from, reading names then, answering questions at the end. Frame it and literally do it that they're getting stuff they don't get anywhere else for free. Limit the offer and do a money back guarantee, assuming it doesn't take much of your own time to fulfill, which this offer takes literally none of my time, or I guess like 1 call per week to fulfill. And then read Jason Fladlian's book. That's really the gospel of webinars. He's the goat of webinars. You should totally read that. I think it's called One to Many on that. So webinars are great for mid-ticket. I like doing the bundle with the software. That's great because we get the recurring too as well, because it's the annual plan and the course access. So it's a double whammy, which they can buy for $797. That's what we're selling it for right now. But if they wanted it separately without the bonuses, it would be $1,300. So you see how like that it becomes a really attractive thing, right? Or at a high ticket to book a call too. So that's the rest in terms of getting clients from traffic. Now let's talk about running a healthy coaching business, which is where So many people drop off here. So this is, in my opinion, absolutely the most important part of this here, because this is what people don't do, which is why they burn out and don't stick around in the game, right? So running a healthy coaching business, this is like the most important thing, is actually taking care of your clients and delivering them what they bought, which for the way I like to do it, which is really high touch point, one-on-one consulting, taking care of people, the more one-on-one, the better at the start. In the business to consumer game, time to the first win is absolutely crucial, right? It's why I always like to get people's one-on-one in 7 to 10 days in. And then when my closer closes someone, I immediately text them to get them set up too as well, and to show them like, okay, this is not a scam. This is actually with Miles. Get them doing stuff, get them taking action, get them excited, right? Because B2C customers are so emotional. I love them to death, but they're so emotional, right? And you need to get them working and acting right away to get them in the ball rolling. And like, the nice thing is the way human beings work, like you give someone momentum and they'll work 24 hours a day. You just got to give them a path and show them what to do in your course, and then definitely in your coaching and the one-on-one touch points with you. If you're doing any of that, which I think you should, if you have under $1 million of liquid cash, I think this is a goldmine opportunity to do that. Integrate the activity into their life as much as possible, not like taking over their life. But what I've typically seen is the clients who get the best results are the ones that make some friends in the group. So I put together iMessage group chats of students like nuts, because in my niche, they can sell the same products and work together. And you occasionally have the people that are like, oh, why would I trade ideas with people? Those people are very close-minded. And you just hit them with like, okay, are you the product of the 5 people you spend the most time with? They say yes. And then say, okay, why would you spend time with no Amazon people? And they're like, oh, you're right. Yes. Force them to be active in the community. Have a culture of sharing wins. Like if we go to my group here, this is my coaching group right here, right? We can see just in here today, like Kelly's sharing a win, Alicia's sharing a win, Gerardo's sharing a win here. I'm shouting out Corey, and 31 people commented, right? People are posting questions. I'm always posting helpful tips for students, right? The cool thing is this is actually a way to use Boxam, our software company, to make more money in your Amazon business, a recent update. Right? So you want to have a culture of sharing wins and being active and really posting stuff all the time. I'm always posting products they can check and everything. And this keeps people really engaged, because like starting to learn a skill online can be so lonely, and it's your job as their coach to make them not lonely and excited to do it and excited to work on it. And you have a chance to really be life-changing for these people if you take your job seriously, and that's how you're going to stick around. So fulfillment hacks that made my life much easier. Making group chats of like-minded students that are similar to each other, that would probably hang out if they live close to each other, because you're the one that gets to know everyone in the group. Your coach is the ones that get to know everyone in the group, right? That's your responsibility to do that. Huge fulfillment hack, right? Give somebody a personalized touch point as quick as possible when they join, ideally within an hour. Get them set up. Emphasize the culture of shared wins. In your onboarding video they watch that shows how the group works, tell them like, hey, we expect you to be active. We want you to be meeting other people in this group, because like it's so obvious who's going to win, in my opinion, just by how active people are in the community. Like the whole benefit of this stuff, if they want to learn stuff, they can ask ChatGPT. They're here to be around other people doing it, in my opinion. So many people will tell you that too. You know, if they just wanted to learn what Amazon FBA is, how to do it, they could talk to ChatGPT all day. They're buying access to me to help them do it. And it's like, sell them what they want, which is Amazon FBA training. Give them what they need, a community of people to learn with and have fun with and everything. You literally like, this is in person here. This is 20 of my students here in person. This is a wedding for my boy Garrett. He's my coach that helps me out with it. We got 10 plus students just in this alone here. Do I have any other pictures here? Yeah, here's another one, a meetup in Miami. We got all the Boxam t-shirts on. That's all students. Meetup in California. Like when I go to these places, I want to get to know my customers in person. I want them to shake my hand. We have a conference coming up next month technically a competitor in the space, a guy who owns another software company that I'm just friends with, typically like 50 plus of my students come to per year. I'm gonna get to dinner with them, have drinks with them, get to know them. And that increases lifetime value like nuts. And it just makes the activity fun for them, right? My goal is to make as many of my students as possible have a lot of fun selling on Amazon, because I know then they're going to do it for a while. And not only are they going to like me, they might upsell to our more advanced offer, right? and they're going to use the softwares for a while. And most importantly, they're going to have a positive experience for me, and that's going to help me stick in this industry for years. Emphasize the culture of shared wins. Call out people on BS with grace. B2C customers are emotional. Sometimes people just need someone to keep them honest, and I'm willing to do that. Understand each student's specific desires and needs based on where they are in the journey, which is completely unique for everyone, which is why after I introduce myself to a new student, I always ask them to, I say like, give me a big full rundown on your goals, story, experience so far, everything I need to know about you, right? I just send that over in text, and then they give me ideally like a paragraph that tells me all about them, and I know to meet them where they're at, right? Like my dad would always say in basketball, it's not the pass you want to throw, it's the pass they want to catch. It's my job to give them what they need, exactly how they need it, in the easiest way possible. You're never too good to get your hands dirty fulfillment-wise. I'm never too good to not wake up on Saturday morning and start firing away voice messages immediately. Like I'm never too good for that. And that's how I've been able to stick around for a while here, is because I take my time and really help these guys out. And now the time I put in to help my students has created tons of evangelical students on social media who document their Amazon journey and give me referrals too. They promote my softwares. It's created other influencers that typically you would see as like competition. I don't care about that. One, because I know I'm going to be better than them, just being honest. And they're going to promote my software tools too. As well, and they're going to serve other niches of the market too, like whether it be like stay-at-home moms or busy dads, etc. And I want to capture the whole market here. But that's because I have the software companies I'm trying to take over the whole thing, right? Make the business fun, the activity fun for them, and they will do it 24/7. And that's how they're going to get results, right? Think of everything you needed when you were getting started and give that to the person as simple and easy as possible. Repeatable, scalable stuff you can answer in coaching calls, and you host them every 6 months. Like I do 3 calls a week. Personally, I do 2 of them. Garrett does 1 of them. And I'll like schedule like the Keep a Deep Dive every 6 months, the first 50 ASINs workshop every 6 months. And you consider like 8 calls a month is like, 8 calls a month is what, like 96 per year, whatever. Like the same 20 or 25 I'll recycle every 6 months. That knocks out like half the work for the year. You know what I mean? I always have new students joining. So like, not that that's like a laziness, it's just like an efficiency thing, because they need that information. I can like, if it's a big call, I'll send all the group chats like, hey guys, we got to keep a call tonight. I'll send it in the group, promote it ahead of time, get them to show up, get them to ask questions. And really like in the same way you're working to get people to your organic content, in the group, I'm working to get people to the best, highest value group content, and to get people to work together from a fulfillment perspective as well too, and eventually hire coaches, get them to do that too, right? Get your closer active in the community as well too. This saves an insane amount of time, and it makes sure people get the highest value information. And always encourage people to share results. Like you can see, like guys, 100 people commented on this November results poll. Like I think that's so neat that all these people can work together as a result of something I've created, right? And think about it, especially once you start to get people results. Your best clients all do the same stuff. They all have the same traits. How can you train as many students as possible? How can you like usher them in a way that creates as many of those people as possible? And how do you market to get those people in the first place, right? You talk to them. Hey, what caused you to want to join? What piece of content did you really like? What did you not like about me before you bought that maybe hopefully you do like now? Or, think through that stuff here. And like, my ideal students, I can always tell how successful someone's going to be in most cases by how active they are in the community. Because I know the people that are really active in the community are going to be working with other students on Zoom calls, working with other students on group chats, solving these problems together. And selfishly for me, that's going to take less of my own time, but it's also going to mean they're having fun, which is going to lead to them doing it more and getting more results as a result of that too, as well, and doing it for a while, which for me means more lifetime value for them using the softwares, right? Your social proof flywheel. So social proof is what keeps people coming in the door, right? Take screenshots of every win, share them everywhere, keep an album on your phone, send them to your closer, send them to prospects in the follow-up, have your closer use them pre-call, use them on your landing page. No, just make sure you're compliant, right? Have a student interview playlist on YouTube here. You can see how this couple quit their 9-to-5. So many of my students that join are couples or folks with a spouse who want to quit their 9-to-5. So many of my students who join are busy moms, right? How this mom of 2 sells 70 grand on Amazon a month as a beginner, right? And then in the intro, I say she has a 9-to-5 to handle the objection of what if I have a 9-to-5 job, right? And the student interview framework here, you just get on StreamYard. You could do Zoom. I like StreamYard, for 20, 30 minutes and just talk through their experience as a client, right? What's your background? What are your current results? Where did you start out? How does that feel? What did you struggle with? What mistakes did you make? Be honest with people. Your audience appreciates this. What is it like working with me in the program? What would you say to people who are on the fence about starting the business or about joining the program, right? What would you do differently starting from zero? And now literally you have an advertisement for your program there, and it's so awesome seeing that come to fruition here, right? Weave your best student results into call to actions, into emails, into your YouTube intros. Add them to your landing pages. Arm your closers with them for getting people over the line. Bring your best students on for guest calls in your community or even on public live streams like I'm doing on Monday night with Ryan here, where we're going to get probably 500 to 1,000 people, probably 50 live, 500,000 people are going to watch this the day after. And for 30 minutes, the average view duration on a lot of streams is 20 minutes. For just 30 minutes of my own time promoting my own program, a lot of people are going to consume and get value from that because it's actually going to help them on their own. If your content can help someone get the result on their own, or at least get the ball rolling, that's going to create buyers. That's going to get people over the line. That's going to cause people to want to work with you too as well. And story highlights on IG, post screenshots on there like nuts. And also too, in terms of your social proof flywheel, like what insane things have you done for your clients? That messaging needs to be everywhere in your marketing, right? In a compliant way, right? For me personally, that's over 100 plus people quit their 9-to-5 job through my coaching program. My coaching students in December of 2025 did $21.6 million in revenue in just 31 days. I've had 15 people make over $100,000 profit in a month. We've done over $100 million in lifetime sales since 2022, and over 100 folks hit over $100,000 revenue in one single month. You see how I had that on the dome, right? That's what you're prepared for to bring out all the time, weaving it into your content, weaving it into your CTAs, live streams, stories, right? Little flex posts here and there, right? All that stuff and everything. Like that's the way you do it. That's how you do the stuff right. And really like what solves everything, guys, is becoming friends with as many of your students as possible. Everything gets figured out, right? That's why like we had tacos in Miami. I think this was actually tacos in Santa Monica too. You can see these are just all other people, and people are seeing this and thinking like, okay, there's people who look like me who are getting this result, who are hanging out with Miles. I want to go ahead and do that. You want to give them as many reasons as possible to know, like, and trust you, and then eventually buy from you. Now, this is super important, guys. Why info businesses die. I have seen so many people, especially in Miami, move to Miami, buy a Lamborghini, and go broke a year later because they didn't save any money despite making tons of money. And there's a bunch of reasons behind this, and I could talk about this for 24 hours a day. And as the months go by and the years go by, I see more and more people fall victim to this. So why info businesses die? Number one, they don't care about fulfillment. The way you avoid this is you actually care about your clients. I always thought it was so disgusting in Miami how people would talk about like hating their customers and call their customers terrible names and everything. It's like, dude, do you realize the life these people give you? The awesome life, freedom, profit this business gives you, and you're like talking bad about your customers? I think that's terrible. Give refunds when necessary. Be fair with people, right? You get a great life if you do this right. And I've refunded like 500 grand over the years. And I've been fine with that because I don't want people to hate me. I don't want people posting terrible Reddit reviews. I don't want any of that, right? I want to live a nice, peaceful life and make tons of money from my coaching and software business, right? Put yourself in their shoes, right? I'm sure technically I've gotten taken advantage of sometimes, but like I've done very well, and I'm proud of what I've done, and I'm proud of what I'm going to continue to do. And feeling good about what I'm doing is an important component of that. And if like someone joins and then asks for a refund 2 days later, they can have it in most cases, right? As long as it's honest and ethical and everything like that. Making too much money is a huge problem in the coaching space. Because what happens is when you make a ton of money, for a lot of people, especially young men, they end up spending tons of money, and spending tons of money can distract you from making more of it. So have a plan to invest and build wealth. Don't let cash pile up. Cash piling up in a bank account is such a problem for people. Avoid letting lifestyle marketing take over your client acquisition strategy, and compete on value, not vanity. You can see like what so many people appreciate about my stuff is that there's no lifestyle in this, right? You know, if we fly first class to Europe, like I'm not flexing that on people. For this audience, this is speaking to people in the coaching space. So I might show you guys a little bit more lifestyle and the cool stuff that I'm doing. But my B2C Amazon coaching offer, I don't share any lifestyle in that. Another thing is that easy organic traffic dries up unless you really, really go hard. After like 18 to 24 months, I've personally seen this, and a lot of people just aren't skilled enough at content and at growing their audience, and pay too much to agencies and don't know how to do it themselves and feel terrible paying these big rev shares, but they never learned how to do it on their own, so they really struggle. The way you combat this is you build for the long term on YouTube. You do the free course funnel, which really takes care of people and converts them over long term. Take care of your existing clients so you don't get a bad rep. Collaborations in your industry to keep new audiences coming, because likely there's probably no one else with a good high ticket offer competing with you in your specific space. There's not the case for me in the online arbitrage niche, at least that goes hard. Making great lead magnets, which is another part of taking care of people. Balance nurturing existing audience, which is those bottom of funnel videos, and continuing gaining new audience, which is typically these search-based videos, which for me, I know every January I'm making a bunch of search-based videos. And restrain yourself from CTAing all the time, right? Really just aim to get as much consumption of people in as many ways as possible on Instagram, on YouTube Live, on TikTok Live. Right? Go on podcasts, right? Just create a lot of warm traffic and everything gets taken care of. Expenses inflating, both business and personal, but using virtual assistants combats this a lot. Staying in the weeds of the industry is huge because that helps you fulfill for clients easily and keeps you from doing BS that ends up costing you tons of money. Remember, the goal of the info business is profit. I've never really set too many goals with my info business, but I have set goals for personal investing milestones, and that's taking care of me well, making me millions more, literally at this point, almost multiple million in profit just from investing. And I avoid giving agencies rev shares unless you plan on replacing them eventually. I honestly, I've had some phenomenal experience with agencies, but long term, I just think it makes sense to build those skills internally and everything. And once again, you don't have to do it that way. That's just the way I've personally done it. Key talent leaves because you lose the spark and lose the fire, and over time, traffic gets colder and colder. So sales talent will get pissed if you don't continue to pump organically. The way you solve this is you pay your best guys really, really well. Do stuff for them that isn't just about money. So whether that be taking them out to dinner when they visit your city, or different things for them, keeping things fun, making sure they're staying on top of their personal life, etc. Hiring from your student base is awesome for this because your student base has goodwill from you, and if they're working for you in the right situation, obviously only, they have goodwill from you that's not just money. They have appreciation for you that's not just based on the money you give them. Right? And figure out what their goals are and tailor their comp to that, as well too. Useless meetings and bureaucracy, things getting too complicated, thinking you're running whatever software company when it's you're running an coaching's run and gun. You can give people discounts. I give people discounts all the time if they're in the right situation. It's free money, especially if I close them. I'm saving that 12%. It's the same amount of profit, And then shiny object syndrome too as well. I have two software companies that have done awesome, right? Selleramp.com, Boxem.com. You can look up these companies. You can look up people who work at them. We have an awesome team at both of them. Your high ticket offer is the profit driver. Understand that most businesses are way harder than doing this. I remember, it was just insane my first year, how easy the coaching business was. And I just couldn't believe that the kids I went to college with and everything were working for 20x less money than I was, and I was here able to travel, go hang out with friends, play sports, and all that here. So understand how awesome we have it here in online coaching, and how this industry is continues to grow and everything, and it's just a really, really good situation here. But also consider these other things too, the software businesses have been awesome for me, and they're going to do great, and they're going to continue, or they've done great and they continue to do great. Productivity hacks here. So this is just a brain dump of some crazy, some not so crazy stuff I do to get more done. I did this with my BDC group, and a lot of them were looking at me like I had three eyes, which was kind of funny. But you guys obviously are already in the game here, and if you're watching this, Steve, you're probably pretty serious about the stuff and everything. So some productivity hacks. Turn off all notifications on your phone that aren't important. Don't be getting random notifications all the time. Black and white phone screen. Once again, this is just what I do. I'm not telling you to do this. This is just what I do. Black and white phone screen. To-do list every day of the next day to be fully prepared. Delete all useless apps on your phone. So many people have pages and pages and pages of apps that do nothing. Use a calendar. Very important. Phone doesn't come in the bedroom. This one's huge. So many people, scroll for 20 minutes before bed or right when they wake up. I wake up and get right after, because if not, I'm going to end up screwing around, right? Ideally, stop eating a couple hours before bed. That one's easy. 10-minute at-home walks just around your neighborhood. So good for the soul. Sunlight exposure, sun maxing, makes you more money. Not going to explain that one. Wearing shoes when you work trains your brain to be more productive. I notice I'm actually not wearing shoes right now. I'm surprised how well I'm doing filming this. I should be wearing shoes. Wired headphones. Definitely some aura with that, but wired headphones, I think like something with like the EMFs of the big headphones is an issue. Listening to lyricless music. So stuff like Lori, classical, synthwave, movie soundtracks are great when you work. Paying for YouTube Premium / Spotify Premium is very good. Spotify, right? Never negative self-talk. That's huge. I don't even let my students negative self-talk, right? Never negative self-talk. Unfollow all negative stuff on social media. Avoid eating seed oils. Drink lots of water. Reverse osmosis. No alcohol, weed, etc. ever. Consume positive business content on social media. Same bedtime and ideally same wake up time. That one's been huge the past couple of years. Blue light glasses. It's funny. A lot of my customers, I always wear them to coaching calls. A lot of my customers started wearing them too, which I feel like is like self-identifying with the brand a little bit. And I think they are very helpful too as well. Nothing good happens after midnight. It's why I typically just go to bed at 11 p.m. Getting something done every day, even if I'm on vacation, whether that be like Twitter thread, keeping up with Instagram stories, doing a good job for clients, etc., etc. 10K steps a day are close. Always think that's very good. Going on a walk after eating. Weekends are work days with no meetings. I love that quote from Hormozy. Clear out your background of your computer. No useless stuff on your desktop. Don't have tons of stuff all over in your office. I can make an office tour if you guys want. Like any videos you want me to make, comment below, because this is a new channel I'm working on here. Remove lots of icons from the desktop screen. Watch the game, not all the games, right? If you're really trying to get rich young, like you need to take extreme measures, right? Learn the basic keyboard shortcuts, inversion thinking. I love that from Hormozy and Charlie Munger as well. Talk through strategy with ChatGPT. Be honest with people around you about your mission. Like I have such respect. After having a kid, I have such respect for my students who start a business while working a 9 to 5 and having multiple kids and make it work. I have such respect for them. It makes me feel like so soft, to be honest. Talk to people in public. Good vibes. Go play sports with people in public. It's good for the soul, right? Be willing to post videos of yourself online. You guys obviously all do this. I just literally copied it from the productivity masterclass I did for my students. Send voice messages, don't receive them. Pro tip from clients, I don't love receiving voice messages. I'll listen to them. Sometimes I'll say just text. You got to keep things moving efficiently. Check your main suppliers every day if they have sales and everything. That's online arbitrage specifically. Delegate stuff to virtual assistants and pay for Zoom Premium. But you should do, obviously, those two things. Like we literally talked for a while about hiring virtual assistants. And then in terms of if I were just starting over today, here's what I would actually do, guys. So for Instagram, 3 to 5 raw reels per week, largely topics I'm making YouTube videos on, 4 to 7 stories per day, and start reaching out to followers and starting conversations. Start asking people what they want to see. Post the question thing on your story. Post different polls. Get engagements. Look at who's liking. Look at who's commenting, right? Promote your YouTube videos on stories with ManyChat, right? For YouTube, 3 long form videos per week. We're going hard. We're getting the ball rolling. Volume leads to quality, right? But you have to do quantity to create quality. You gotta get the ball rolling. Even if it's nice, simple stuff, watch my videos. They're super, super simple, right? All reels repurposed to shorts. Hammer your main keywords. That is your home. You are trying to show up on the YouTube searches that your ideal clients are searching for. Free course video within the first month. test out going live with StreamYard too, and then collaborations within your niche are great too. TikTok, don't overthink it. Repurpose all your reels and start going live when you go live on YouTube and TikTok. TikTok's going to be the driver of that at the start as you're building on YouTube too, because TikTok's going to be the starting point, because TikTok, you can get free traffic. On YouTube, you're not really going to get like new audience coming to your streams. It's mainly just for nurturing existing audience. But I'd go live at the same time. Monetization. Sell your first 10 people at a discount starting a certain day. So you have a deadline cut off for the cohort, limited amount of spots, and a deadline of certain startings. That gives you scarcity and urgency. $2,000 to $3,000 starting price, maybe a little bit lower, a little bit higher depending on your niche. Aim to get it to $3,000 to $5,000, but obviously it depends on your specific niche in terms of what people pay for it. You can always funnel hack competitors and see what they do. This is where your social proof starts. Take care of these people like nuts. This is where you're going to start to get client results, stuff you can repost, student interviews, all that. Consistency over perfection. Be loud, be everywhere, relentlessly share your message, hammer your main keywords, live on YouTube search. Because we have the correct monetization vehicle, we can invest time and little bits of money, because we're using virtual talent and organic traffic, in content and brand that other people can't. We can think long-term in ways other people can't. Don't overthink the gear side of things whatsoever, guys. Canon G7X for recording. You can just get a used one, honestly. Loom for actually recording it natively on the computer screen, or you can set up OBS. A Shure microphone, and then your iPhone just works for everything else. And really my system for filming is I film the intro and the audio scripted out for 30 to 45 seconds first, and then I film the bulk of it, which primarily for my niche is screen sharing and tutorials, and you obviously being in the education space as well too, it's going to be similar to that too. So don't overthink it, guys. Just get the ball rolling. That's really the important thing. Do that cohort style launch, especially if you already have audience. And just start to be consistent with the stuff and start to get some action on your page. And that's really the entire process for building a good coaching business in 2026, guys. Is all it is just consistently getting qualified traffic and having a good monetization structure. And the core of that, in my opinion, is a high ticket offer with maybe a downsell to a do-it-yourself, and just consistently getting the ball rolling. That is a super, super profitable model. And that's not like stuff I'm theorizing. It's stuff I've done. It's stuff I'm actively doing. It's stuff I've actively done for years. And I've showed the entire process to you in this free course. So I hope this stuff was helpful. If you guys got any questions, please let me know down below at the link in the description too. And then if you want to build this together, definitely book a call at the link in the description. If you want my one-on-one personal help from me, you'll get my phone number for any questions. We'll have one-on-one calls. If you want help setting this up and building this system within your existing education business or education business you want to start, let's sign clients, run it up, build wealth, and explore opportunities beyond just info. The first 5 people who sign up for the one-on-one are going to get a discount before the price increase, and there's going to be another price increase on May 31st, 2026. I'm going to give out tons of game on this channel, so I plan on there being tons of demand. So if that sounds interesting to you, take a look down below at the link in the description and put in your information to apply. We can speak through if it makes sense to work together. If not, totally cool, obviously. I hope this video was helpful for you. Check out some of the other videos on my channel. If you want to see how I'm building in real time my own high-ticket coaching business, check out my Flips for Miles page on YouTube too, and you'll see how I'm growing my software companies, how I'm growing my high-ticket coaching business, and everything like that. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. Subscribe if you want to see more videos. Let me know any questions down below, and have a good one. Thanks so much for watching.